Okay, he said, Brian, he said, wars are not the same as they used to be decades ago, and now with a person push a button, they can kill me, so what am I gonna do?
Okay, listen up. This is the correct track.
John, we're not changing.
Kitover. Got it.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to give me a second.
That's the correct term.
I gotta stop laughing. So, again,
It was brutally honest, though.
I got it. But so again, it's okay for Israel and America to go over there and get buttons pushed at them to go kill, but not okay for you to fight to take their country.
Controls, chill. Little one.
He says he doesn't have the button control.
Israel doesn't hold the fucking dictator, basically, so they cannot blow you up, I guess. That's what it said. Why don't you buy a PS5 and use the PS5?
I can't stop laughing. So, alright, here's my final one. So then why are you on Clubhouse cheering on and saying how great and how bad you feel for the Iranian people? But your people have done 50 years of terror against us, and yet you're asking us to go fight and liberate with you on the sideline.
درست میگه ما هم آسیب دیدیم بسیار از اونا به خاطر همینه که من اینجا قرار اینقدر داره بدنم پاره میشه از دست این مولا به خاطر اینکه این فقط شما نبودید که آسیب دیدید همه مردم جهان آسیب دیدن.
He said, Brad, you're absolutely right. Your people have suffered because of these fucking piece of shit IRGCs. We did too, as people. They killed us as well. And
they have made all the people in the world to suffer.
Brad, he also noted that the reason is we don't have the remote control.
Okay, I'm done with it. I've got the word. The remote control. Whoever says that PS5, you win the hour.
Can you see why we said fuck it, bomb? Sure. We love you. Don't worry about that.
Peter is a PhD student. He's doing his
When people bitch about Americans having guns, this is why it's so important being an armed society.
But yeah, Second Amendment is one of the best fucking thing in the world.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You're just a pussy, Mountain. I wait every night for somebody walking through my door so I can fucking rape them. Oh, but you don't know
That's true.
rape them?
Why? Because you get less years with rape than you do murder.
You said you wish for someone to break into your home so you can kill them?
Rape them.
No, rape. You get less murder for rape than you do murder.
Yeah,
you know that.
Do you know, Brian, do you know actually there is a case like that? There was this guy who was released from prison to his home, and he basically tied them up for days and he raped them.
after that. I'd let him go. I'd be like, I bet you ain't gonna rob a house anymore.
In Vegas, we're here.
Is this allow a conversation, or can we ask for a higher, more quality one?
The room is what it is, Monica.
We're going back to trans rights and stuff like that.
I like Serendipity's topic about Meta and Google getting sued and rules for the
Yay!
about internet addiction.
No, thank
We
you.
can also talk about the hearing for the new Department of Homeland Security and how he was not contrite when he said he understood clearly why Rand Paul's neighbor would try to kill him. I thought that was interesting. What other thing? I like the move of ICE and border security in our nation's airport to ease the burden placed upon the security there because the Democrats have partially shut down the government.
That's a retarded stance. That's a retarded stance.
Burglars.
That was
Monica, there's a reason why people didn't go to your rooms. You have boring topics. No offense.
But I am pissed about the ICE agents at the airport. Like, they're already packed. They have a ticket. They're leaving. Fucking let them go. Just don't let them back in. What are we doing here?
understand the logic behind that as well.
I mean, think about it. Like,
Right, I'm not gonna willing to chip in as well. Like I'm willing, if there's like 1 million of us, each one, chip in like 10, $20, and boom, help the government send them motherfuckers back.
It's a security issue, all those people in lines and queues outside of the airport.
shit, I'll offer my garage.
Why would you stop them on the way out? I mean, on the way in, it does make sense, but not on the way out. Don't let them back in.
It was like 800,000 a person. Like, come on, man.
I think that dude from Oklahoma, I can't wait to see him get engaged in a city, in a blue city, when protesters start arguing. Bro, he's want to throw down the fucking house floor. I wonder what he's going to be like when one of these douchebags fucking tries to fuck square up with him. I say, let him be. Let him do his job.
Have you seen recently these Muslims in some countries, I think Canada, somewhere in America as well, they're just randomly opening fire, like using their gun to just shooting up in the air and shit, randomly at nighttime.
The desktops, or I've
Seen them?
I've seen something like that. People were talking about it. Actually, at work today, I think somebody got injured, and plus spring break just ended, so we were like really find out it was really eye-opening that 42,000 people, and this is like a couple days after spring break, tested positive for syphilis, chlamydia, HIV, all sorts of STDs out of it, and it had a high rate. And the videos don't lie. It's what Houston looks like at spring break. Hats off to America.
They're just contributing to the wild spread.
The thing is that when you talking about that bullshit that Iranian people are bitches, blah blah blah. But I know it's your opinion, but I do get offended because my experience was different. Okay, during the Massa movement, I think I explained it already in this room, but I'm gonna just say it again. During the movement, every call that was made, me and my wife, we were out in the streets, and before leaving home, we had a pet, and we would leave like food and water pet for like 2 weeks and give the key to a friend. So, and each time that we're going out, we might not, come back home. So that was the situation for over like 6 months. We went out.
What's the point of your story? Seriously, what's the fucking point of it?
No, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you why, King. I'm not telling
It
you.
is not explaining to you. It is just.
Why do we even tolerate this guy, Kevin? Honestly, what does he bring to the world?
Why are you on my dick? Like, do you want my dick in your mouth? Like, do you want my dick in your mouth? Yeah. Shoot you.
Got shot.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but then you shouldn't get offended. Honestly, you shouldn't really get offended. It doesn't offend me. I was arrested.
Well, that's the thing, and the reason that I left Iran was just because of my wife, because she was traumatized, and if we had stayed a bit more, I had to send her to a mental hospital, And
Let me ask you this. So is the American wife who sent their husband off to war going to be less traumatized when he comes home to play?
We are on the same
No, she wasn't this, Viking. The difference is that she...
Please tell me the difference. Wait. Please tell me the difference about a man or woman that goes off to fight your fight, comes back in a coffin, and please tell me how yours has got a different story. Peter, if you talk, I'm going to just...
No. I'm not saying it's different. First of all, Peter.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you this, please, for dear God, because you know what? We will have that argument here that all of a sudden our American men and women who are at home raising kids, praying every day, looking on news, and hoping for the best answer. Please tell me how they are less traumatized when they find out that their loved one, when they get a fucking officer to come to their door and says, on behalf of a grateful nation, tell me how your wife's fucking mental anguish because she was too scared about her fucking cat correlates to my American one.
Not the cat, she was arrested by the moral police few times. She was in the streets with me fighting against the IRGC guys in the street. She was beaten up and had bruises over all her body, just a few times during the Maxwell movement. And I was shot in the back as well. So it was not just because, she wasn't home waiting for me, or she was in the streets fighting with me. She was traumatized because of those fights, because of the arrest, because she was abused by the moral police, because she was sent to I don't know if you were in the room or not, but once it was I think a couple of weeks ago, I was in the room and she was next to me. And one guy was talking about the hijab thing in Iran, and it was a pro-IRGC guy that, in Iran, the hijab is much better, blah, 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 the scarf and thinking. And she got so angry, and she said that I want to talk. She started talking, and
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. So, if God forbid Boots eventually had to get on Iran's ground, and American soldiers.
Wait, why did you interrupt your story? Can you finish your story? But only for another minute. And then, hold on. What did your wife say on the stage? And then please be brief, and then you can have the mic.
Okay, so I gotta just make it very short. She was on the stage, and she was telling me the stories about how he got arrested and how she was abused during her arrest, and the trauma that she had, and she was shaking. Actually, people could hear it in the stage that she was shaking and her voice was shaking. And for the next 1 hour, I had to sit next to her to calm her down, because she was traumatized and she was, all her body was shaking down. Anyway, so that, the American soldier, they also have wives and families back home. I do sympathize with them as well. And even I'm willing to go back to Iraq.
Kids, bro. My daughter wears the uniform.
They got kids, God forbid if they die.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, dude, is when boots get on the ground and America starts, taking casualties, and you're going to get a different tone out of me if I see the Iranian men not actually stepping up to the plate and start participating and overthrowing their country. Because, I have a daughter in the game, and, BD, Matt, I think Brad and JJ, you got to check the messages. I'm going to be in the game starting the 15th of next month, And so, I'm just going to say, if y'all don't start acting right and start participating and sitting back waiting for that silver spoon to come to your mouth, I'm going to be singing a hell of a different tune. I don't care what, Dana, I don't care how fucking scared you are. I don't care. Because this is your country. This is what you guys want going forward. Either you guys start putting some skin in the goddamn game and don't be upset if we pull the fuck out because you can't cowboy the fuck up.
Yeah, we are not scared. That's the thing. My brother was out in the street a couple of months ago during that January massacre that happened. Okay, he was out in the street as well, and he got shot in the leg. He still can't walk properly. But the thing is that he's saying that he's waiting for the call to be made and go to the street again. That's the thing.
Yeah, so I have a quick question for either Brad or Steffi, because they probably would know more than me in this regard. That's why I told you cannot get, by the way, upset for people saying that to you.
Yeah, no, I understand.
You cannot.
Because
You really can't. Because these people over here, I've been talking to them for over a week. They're Americans. They're not Iranian like me and you. They love their own country. They're patriots. So, and they have the right to say such a thing, if you think about it. Now, a non-American Muslim say such a thing to you, you can fucking go off on them and all this shit. But anyway, so I have a question. Steffi, do you think there is any type of program in order to sign up and basically do something when it comes to
Volunteer.
volunteer type of shit?
So, I need to be honest with you. You can, if you live in LA, let's say hypothetically, you decide, hey, you want to do your part. Dude, I'm sure, I'm sure with a lot of guys that joined the American military from across the world. One of the weirdest things was when I was in 04, my ex-son was an immigrant from Iraq. And so, like I said, dude, volunteer, Miss K brought in channel, some really good,
what do they call that type of programs? Or
these programs, contractors is a good one, or humanitarian aid programs.
And then we'll do some type of training and shit, or no?
Yeah, I think Red Cross is a good one. You'll see that where you can do humanitarian aid, or
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Like infantry combat, it would only be government contractor, so the government is no longer liable, and it's the responsibility of the contracting company to train, to vet, to go through it, and they're only going to look at your military record and your recommendations before you go. But one point that I wrote in the chat, I do recall a lot of the Ukrainians that live in the United States, when they went to war, they left their families and went back to Ukraine.
That is a valid point, guys. Dude, I had a neighbor of mine who was Ukrainian, and he had 3 boys that were over the age of 18, and the father and his 3 sons, they literally left and went to Poland and crossed over. And, God forbid they lost their oldest son, but they stood up for their country long distance, and they answered their country's calling.
That's
Something different.
hold on.
I still didn't get my answer, by the way.
I know, hold on. You're gonna, no worry. I want to take the room into a different angle, guys, so sorry. But, well, before I reset the room, I want everybody on stage and in the audience, if you haven't cashed in your ticket, please cash it in. Join the house. Everybody go to invite people. Let's fill this room up because the next topic is going to be really good. I want you to get as many people as you can. Shut the fuck. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of your fag ass, bro. You fucking annoy the fuck out of me.
Really?
Who was it?
It was me.
Oh my god, bro. For a second you sounded like fucking, so sorry. Like that fucking one-tooth wonder. Bro, I thought it was him, so go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, I gotta help you with your room resets.
Okay.
You
want me to do it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Because I want to do chaos. And then Brad.
Alright.
No, I'm so sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Canadian, Iranians, and Iranians around the world, welcome to President Trump's house. Make sure you click that in the club. Follow it along. If you don't, you're a twat waffle. That's right, I called you that. You are weak. You are feckless. You're a twat waffle. Follow some of your favorite speakers if you like them. If you don't follow them because they're just twats themselves. If you want to see what the next title is going to be, stick around, invite your friends, bring your popcorn because we're probably going to crash out. We're going to yell. We're going to make someone cry. We're going to fucking pound somebody at some point in the night. The current title is IRGC Gets Trump's Peace Deal in Trouble. There's links, there's comments, there's all this stuff. You've got great voices on stage. Welcome Ocean. You've got people in the arts. You got Pepe here. You got Serendipity's asleep. You got KK on stage. You've got King Nav in the room. You've got a whole bunch of people. You better ping. You better ping. I'm coming to you. I'm going to find you. And if I die doing it, I'm going to haunt you in your dreams. I'm going to sit there and wear whitey-tighty Fruit of the Loom underwear at your bedside as a fucking ghost and just watch you sleep at night and creep you out. So you better follow this stuff, follow the house, and get everybody in there. All right, take it away.
One moment to talk about this topic.
Hold on.
Sure.
Surprisingly, I have a lot of versions here.
That's amazing, and that's what we need because we're talking about Iran. So I propose IRGC rejects Trump's peace deal. Iran in trouble. I didn't say IRGC's in trouble. Iran's in trouble. Now I want to hear from everybody. But like Brad, the entertainer of the room tonight, that did the whole reset was amazing energy. Please send out the invites, guys. Get people in here. Popcorn style, first person on mute gets the mic, and then just one rule: don't interrupt. You're not gonna like what they have to fucking say, but don't go on for 20 minutes. Don't go on for 5 minutes. Don't go on for 3 minutes. Take a minute and a half. Be respectful. Get it out, and if you're patient, it'll come back around and you can say that's the second part of your fucking rant. Go ahead.
Thank you. Completely, I agree with this sentence. The IRGC reject Trump's peace because, Trump made a mistake to deal the peace with the IRGC because all around the world knows that the IRGC is the lunatic regime. IRGC take a lead the Iran in order to reach their benefit. IRGC is an organization to fund another terrorist organization in the Hamas. They fund the Hamas, Hezbollah, and all terrorist organizations. So they don't even what the peace means. So how you want to deal with them? One thing. And the other thing, IRGC, if they want, give the peace to they didn't kill 32,000 people within 2 days. So, talking in diplomatic way with IRGC doesn't make sense. Only, you call it war, even. The war
among America and Israel and the Iran issue. But we call it, Iranian people call it rescue.
Okay.
Our friend told us in this group, and this is my last sentence, I don't want to take your time off. One of our friends in this room said to us, the Iranian people dare enough to be against of this regime. Why the American soldier has to defend our right against of this regime? Look, millions of people in the February, they went out of their home with a Tesla. That means they write that I am at the edge of being dead. They write it because they are unarmed and they lay out their soul in front of the regime and they kill them. If the America and Israel hadn't strike on this regime, the number of killing people goes up. How is it possible?
Okay, first, can I respond real quick?
To finalize my sentence, I want to say God bless America, God bless Israel for defending innocent people, innocent people of Iran against something crucial regime. Thank you so much.
God bless them all. God bless all of you. But I wanted to correct you when you said Trump made a mistake. Trump did not make any mistake. He starting from the 90s, he knew these people are lunatics. So he know them actually very well, I guess. I'm assuming. So he's not making any mistakes. Definitely part of his strategy and all that. And the things you said, all these people over here, Zara, they know all of this. They know Iranians are not armed. And they know that, and this is not for, helping just Iranian people. They know their country have their own agenda. They know all of that. So there's no reason to keep repeating all this back to back. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ocean, this is for you. Because early on, like when I was, even before like any of this was happening with us going into Iran, I was trying to figure out like how do we empower the Iranian people to rise up? And now that we've seen like, we're kind of like there, kind of in there, or at least close by at least, how come we can't, and this is gonna sound so stupid, but why can't we just pull up with a dump truck, pull guns, and just let the people start grabbing guns out of them? Like, what's the story on that? Like, how come that doesn't work? I know
So-
it's not always
So this question is actually not for me or any Iranian. This question is for Trump. This question is actually for Trump or Bibi, to be honest. Because
That's fair.
look,
Yeah, but one more thing. The thing is that if you drop like any weapons to Iran, it's a big one. Right? It's a big country.
look, it's not about any of this data. It's the matter of they have assets there. I'm 100% sure you guys are. I'm sure you guys know that too.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they didn't decide to do it, so there's a reason behind it.
Well, then let's defer the question to KK or Ryan.
Exactly. Even one thing that I heard about, there was a news in Axis, I think, that last week Netanyahu wanted to make a call for Iranian people to come out and take the streets, but Trump apparently disagreed and he said that it's not the time yet.
Can I answer your question? Can I answer your question?
Yeah, by the way, as a disclaimer, you're right, this should have been directed at you directly. I guess I should have added a caveat to that if we do that, are you ready to just grab the guns and go? You know what I mean? We'll get to that in a second. Go ahead.
So I'm going to answer it to you. So when I was in Afghanistan, we were teaching training local Afghani guardsmen. We saw a lot of where we would provide older AKs, Personnels, minimal pack planes as farmer guys, and we would end up finding out is a lot of them would actually turn around and then take them and sell them. So if we were to bring them a dump truck, firearms, I would probably say no because there's a chance that they might, individuals, because the other half isn't. And so by doing that, you don't know if if they're just going to overpower the civilians, take their weapons, or sell them, or turn around and use it in different proxies. So doing that, is actually the worst way because you have no legitimate understanding of what the ratio in each section is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's most likely that IRGC gonna get that people.
Hold on. So there's a couple other things, Matt. So clearly we're watching also the performance of the Iranian people there. So in 50 years, they have smuggled weapons in. We're well aware of this. There's actually, we tried to supply Kurdish forces. People forget about that. There's Kurds in there waiting to go toe to toe, and they've kind of done some things in Iran as well. However, every time we've tried to make those inroads with the Iranian people, Steph is right. It kind of falls apart. They either don't engage or they don't take to the streets like they say they do. They'll go out and protest and they'll march and you'll get that sob story. But at the end of the day, they're not willing to take up the arms. And in fact, after 50 years, we're really concerned because I'm going to be honest with all of the Iranians here. You turned around and used support and weapons that you had there from the 70s that you've gotten other places and used them against Americans. So we're kind of learned our lesson from Afghanistan with Reagan and others that we can't do that. The Iran-Contra, people forget about those events. So we're trying to figure out what is the best approach with that. And since the Iranian people will not take up and try to either tackle the IRGC on their own accords, or they just seem to go ahead and join the IRGC and attack, merchant shipping or join one of the proxy groups and conduct terror around the world. And that's not something we're willing to take into consideration.
By the way, Kathy, hold on a second. Yes. I really simplified it. I just wanted to be really simple with things. I get what Steph is saying. Obviously, logistically, that can be tricky because you don't know who you're hitting the guns off to. I get that. I'm just stating that I think we're in desperation mode. I mean, let's face it, if we can't get another solution for the Iranian people to actually pull this off, what are we doing? In other words, it seems like we just kind of conceded that there's no way that these folks can because they'll get all shot, they'll all get killed and shot like they did in February. What about this?
Israel at greater arms than anything because exactly. You're putting Israel at a greater risk because if we just drop off ordnance, fire weapons, and we give it to the people, let's say they take those away from the people, right? Let's say we transition to them, right? And then they come and swoop it up, and then they delegate it to their proxies. We're giving ordnance that they can project against Israel, or not just Israel, but also armed forces, and that's you just can't really risk that, even in a desperate.
Well, Steffi, there's also this: is Iran and the Iranian people have not been super friendly to Israel. So, all that. Oh, God bless Israel. Now, it's a nice turn of phrase, but you haven't heard that for 50 years. So. To be fair,
What you've been hearing is from the.
I don't care who you guys didn't come out en masse. You weren't holding protests out there and celebrating the Jewish embassy. You weren't sitting out there. You were joining counter protests against Israel during October 7th. You were saying how terrible it was. Many of you, and I can tell because I was here at Clubhouse and I remember the names, some of your voices. So don't act new to this one. You have not been friendly to Israel. You, in fact, just started because Israel's now, we're getting our asses kicked. And it feels a little hypocritical, fake to me. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, to be honest,
if we can.
Most of the Persians have been standing up for Israelis the whole time, dude.
I don't agree with you. I think most of the Iranian people, they are rooting for Israel. But the group that, has bigger media and bigger voice is the pro-regime supporter and pro-IRGC. Those are so that they have a bigger voice. That's why you hear them all the time. Those guys, yes, they are the.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. By the way, you see how many times we're talking about this matter over here in this room? So imagine how much they're talking about it, how many options they're going through in order to do this shit.
Ocean, sorry, I'm gonna leave. Before I leave, I just wanted to do a shout out to Viking and Steppy. I do understand, guys, that American soldiers and their lives matters, and I really hate to see that the family going gonna unite. I hope I don't see any casualty from American side and what the
We have 17 of them.
I know you already have, and I hope that there would be no more, and their family don't have to go through what many of the Iranians went through, and I'm sure it's very painful and very bad. I have the sympathy with you guys, and I just, in this situation, I hope, just world was like a better place, and none of us.
I'm going to be honest with you. None of us really care about the sympathies. What we want to do is not have to go back and do it again. We don't. I want you to listen. We want you to fucking take up your own government, join the economic fold of the Middle East, and you can hate the U.S. You can fucking hate me till I die. What am I, a potato, N-word, fucking ratchet, I'm horrible, I'm fat, obese, I'm an American, whatever you fucking want. You can hate me. But all I want you to do is stop supporting terror proxies around the world, and I want you to take your government, join the economic fold, still hate us, burn my fucking flag in your street. I don't give a flying rat's ass about it. But don't come to me again after this and ask for help. Because we did that. We did that with your government in the 70s, and we fucked it up. I take ownership for that. We did it. We gave you 50 years to recover. And we even helped you in the interim. We funneled money, Iran-Contra, Obama gave you planeloads of cash. We did a whole bunch of things for you. Now, if you get this on the blood of Americans, and we have to come back, this time I'm for a wholesale slaughter. I won't care grandma, kids, daycare, fucking bomb the school. I will all for that.
But let me tell you something from the bottom of my heart. That no matter what way, either with intervention or Iranian people or whatever way that the regime topples, and the Iranian people, the majority of Iranian people gets the power, we're gonna be your biggest than Israel. ally in that region, and we're going to love US.
Wait, hold on, one more thing. The majority of the Iranian people get power. You understand how stupid that sounds?
No.
Stop talking and let me finish. The majority of you people are sitting and watching and waiting for us to hand it to you. And if we have to hand it to you, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be angry for pretty much the rest of my life. But if you fuck this up, this is it. There will be no peace. I literally will not care if you get jumped on the street. I don't care if you're the greatest oppressed fucking group of people. It will never matter to me. Because I have now sacrificed more sons. You've already blown up 241 of my brothers in a Marine barracks while they were sleeping at night on a peacekeeping mission. I'm not happy with it. I'm not. I really want revenge for them. And I want skulls. I want a pound of flesh. I want blood in the streets for those men. But you are getting a second chance. And if you fuck it up, that's it.
Yeah, Viking, we want the same thing. We want the revenge of those soldiers from IRGC as well. And I can assure you that we're not going to fuck it up. That's the thing. Okay, and if we do actually, I agree with Viking. We deserve to, whatever happens to us, we deserve it. So, just to make sure.
Dan, I do appreciate your compliment. But I just want you to know something, Mr. Dan. Every American service personnel, male and female, they understand the cause. They understand their mission. We're a volunteer service. Each myself or anybody who's wearing that uniform understands the mission goal, and it's the freedoms projected forward for all Americans and also globally that we can assist with. I'm going to stand with Brad. You know, this is the time for the Iranian people to take control, take the reins of Iran, and make sure it's fruitful in the direction that they want. The American soldiers, even though we've had casualties, okay, they knew the mission, and that was the goal of the United States of America: get peace across, not just for Israel, not just for our Gulf neighbors, but around from a radical regime of the RNGC. All right, don't piss on this opportunity that America American Israel and now our Gulf allies are out with. Don't piss on it.
I agree with you. And as I said, if the Iranian people, just fucked it up again, they deserve whatever you guys say. I totally agree with you. I'm on the same ground with you guys. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I have to go, but thanks a lot. I'm going to join you later if I
Matt, can I add something to your question?
Okay, go ahead.
No, you asked, if you just give the arms, why can't you do that? Another issue is, if you just give arms out randomly, you might be arming a smaller rebel, guerrilla, or militia group, which then confuses the actual innocent civilians on who is the bad guy and who's the good guy, and then they're going to take it from both ends, right? The IRGC and then the smaller rebel group. And then the last thing, and I'll be quiet, you talked about what are they supposed to do? They're at an impasse, but we just can't give them arms. We've covered the perimeter along the waterway, so, get rid of that. Like, what about the people in the city? Well, just like they did 47 years ago to remove the Shah, it was their own Air Force that flipped. So I'm hoping internally that there is a portion of the military, and I know it's all separated, that they're finally going to sit there and say, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Because that's going to be kind of the key. So if they see a portion or section of their own military then flip, then that's going to empower the people, the locals, to be, all right, okay, this is what we need to do as a community and as civilians.
Yeah, appreciate it. By the way, I was more thinking too, like, what would they do? I guess it was more of like also, if that, for some reason we were able to get down and figure out what you're saying, KK, to a T where we feel safe doing it. This is assumed that, we got people who really actually get to help out and, really do what we need them to do. And whether or not the question is, will they actually go through with it? Like, if we actually did that, would the Iranian men actually go and fight? That's all I'm asking, really.
That's a great question. And I don't know. I don't see them as much anymore because I believe, I'm getting conflicting stories, but the people that are in Tehran and that were doing the protesting, they stopped because of, obviously, the killing. But during the last days of major protests, the big ones, they would show the police officers not doing anything, not bothering anyone, kind of letting them go, almost applauding them, right? But then those government
those are
officials.
those you see from our
Okay,
supporter, the one.
No, I'm just saying, if it starts with one group, then it can lead into the next group to say, all right, if this one faction of our government security system is no longer going to follow the orders of the IGC, and this is what happened in Iraq, as soon as they saw a mass force, the Iraqi military would take off their shirts, they would wave a flag, they would walk in the middle of the road, like they would just have, and the Marines, they would just have to pick them up and then put them in the back of the truck and be like, okay, but they literally quit on their military. So that's another opportunity.
I saw that, on the road to Baghdad. We saw that all over, where we were going up, we pick them up, but we saw a lot of that. So I'm glad you brought that up, KK.
KK, what are your thoughts if we don't get what we want from this in terms of like real regime change, real uprising, the real things, and we do just leave? Where do you think that goes then? Like, are we back to an empowering the would-be, ISIS's of the world, the terrorist groups of the world, the Hezbollahs, those groups, they get empowered the minute we leave after we don't get, we don't feel like we're getting what we want. I don't know. What do you think on that?
That's the reason why I brought up earlier in the room. I don't know if you could hear it. It was that weird time. Is the 6 Arab nations put out today a brand new combined letter. So let's say we were like, okay, we control Carb Island, or we can't, secure the strait. The problem is that strait is more of a they problem than an us U.S. problem. Like, we don't get a bulk of our oil from that. Globally, it's more of that. What I'm hoping to see is if we don't have like this ultimate Disneyland, we did it, we got in free the whole regime, is that the other Arab nations recognize that this is a thorn in the side. The Strait of Hormuz needs to be neutralized so it is a safe passage, not just for Iran, but also all of those countries within that area. Think about it. If you look at that little pipe that sticks up like a thumb, so to speak, that's right by UAE, by Oman, and they're the countries that are going to be hit the hardest. So I hope that those Arab nations would then pressure Iran to say, stop your stupid shit. You're impacting the entire area for our own success as a government and countries. That I hope that peer pressure would actually kind of work. That's why the letter today, I was asking, is this an old letter or a new letter? This is a brand new letter. So that's what I'm looking for about it.
Yeah, I just saw that letter, so I'm reading it over. Yeah.
Hey, KK, can I touch base with you on the subject? I've noticed, like, I've been watching a lot of intel talking about, like, see the A-10s and then the Apaches. They're doing a lot of work. So I think they're doing a lot of platform clearing in case there is potentially.
They're priming the attack.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's kind of what I'm seeing as well. So I just want to get input on that. See if I'm thinking a little too bullshit.
Well, no, I mean that's the reason why they have 2 new groups coming in, because they can deploy it in an instant if they're in the area. But then people are freaking out about the 82nd Airborne. 82nd Airborne is a huge one, like 17,000. Has several, I think it has 3 combat groups. What they're doing right now is actually a leverage point to Iran saying, oh, we ain't scared, we are going to bring our big boys in, right? If you don't do that, but logistically, it's also an operational option, which is if Carb Island is taken over by the Hormuz, which I'm going to call it now, if the Strait of Hormuz on the Iran side is then secured, not by Apache, like small arms fire, it's mine swept and whatnot, then it might be a point of time to bring in have the Marines extract, and then bring in the 82nd Airborne to secure the area for a short time being, right? To ensure that everyone figures out what the agreed plan is for. Because if the Strait of Hormuz is released from the struggle of the regime, globally, it changes the entire economy in that area and across the globe when it comes to oil. So I hope I answered your question.
I definitely have a view on Tripoli. That's what I check. He's had a battle buddy of mine. He was on AAA a couple years ago. And last time I checked, I thought that wasn't built for amphibious assault carriage. I thought it was more built for takeoff.
Yeah, it doesn't have a well deck that has amphibious assault, the AAVs in it, but 11 view does. So they're at least 3 weeks out, like a month out. And that depends on also if they hit all their ports of call. It's too early to know if they hit the first port of call yet. It takes about a week to get from Camp Pendleton
Well, those are Hollywood Marines coming up. The same views the Hollywood Marines. So, about time to got some action.
Right, so it's my second word, right. So we're just...
Hey, don't judge, I'm too late.
I'm not judging. And then I feel like we've kind of made this room a little bit too much military talk. But I wanted to make sure Matt, I answered Matt's question a little bit. And so I'll get back to the mods so they can direct. Sorry about that. Well, since everyone's quiet, I have a question. I'd love to hear everyone's opinion. What would you deem success in Iran to look like in the viewpoint for America? Like, what has to be the bullet point?
Regime change. Regime change.
I would say economical growth, where the people can have a good industry, agriculture growth.
Russia and China will help them rebuild. Thank you, I've spoken.
Yeah, but
We can't be in charge of the economic growth.
yeah,
Well, I've been listening though. I have a question. I wonder if we're too hard on the Iranian men coming to this room. Honestly.
A little bit. I think a little bit.
Maybe.
To be honest, the fact that they don't have any arms, they really don't. You have all of these fucking. They'll just if they're just like gunning you down en masse. I mean, what the fuck do you expect them to do? It's not like it's a lot different than like the Civil War you would have seen in Iraq after we invaded, where everybody had fucking guns.
no, but
And of course, you had a bunch of insurgents.
you can listen. Living in the Middle East, you can be creative with a few things that you can get from your household chemicals. You can get a little creative with it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think I'm too harsh. I think I'm probably the harshest one if you classify it on all of them. That I think I hate the K. But I'm gonna say this. Maybe they need it. They should grow up a little bit more. And they should have a fighting spirit instead of coming on stage just going, God bless Israel. Ignore the 50 years that, we were living under the IRGC. And this excuse is wearing thin on me of saying, well, it wasn't us, it was the IRGC. But for 50 years.
But what about that study, Matt? No. But what about that study of that girl that they actually named Stockholm Syndrome after? That girl that was.
I don't buy it for 90% of the people. Here's the quotes that have been said by a lot of the Iranian men. 90 to 95% hate the IRGC. Okay, that makes 650,000 in the military of the IRGC spread across that large landmass. And if that's the case, you have forced conscription in there. So most of these young men have been trained in some military-esque kind of training, or at least something along those lines. So they had to handle a weapon, or at least have some idea of where the weapons caches are. They can go ahead and get those. This also means that if 95%, not every soldier in the IRGC is in alignment with it, but they're saying we're forced to do it. And they've supplied it through 3 generations. So I'm kind of at that crossroads where that excuse is wearing real thin. It's a paper camel to me, and I don't really respect it because, again, they weren't out there Palestinian crowds. They weren't going after them for all this stuff and all this like quote recent found love. Yeah, it sounds good to me. It's a nice blanket. I feel like I'm getting patted on the head. But at the same time, I'm not gonna get fucked in the ass by these people because they've done it before. It's like it's 50 years of this shit. They've killed multiple people at terror attacks. I don't trust them. I just don't. No offense, like
Benghazi. Look what they did to Benghazi.
Yeah,
They
but
took
what we
that
trust
whole
Jews though.
innocent
We trust
citizenry
Jews.
by putting, like, lighting it on fire. That can happen.
Hold on, we got a big one, guys. We got a big one. I'll just give it a page.
wait, and here's the other thing, BB. One more thing on this. So you got the Benghazi KK, can elaborate more on that. But these individuals, every time we bring
Why'd you do like the what the fuck?
Well, bro, you're about to get shot in the fucking face, eh? So shut up and wait your turn.
so when you look at how this happens, like across the board, and these guys come up, and it's not like ocean, like Iranian Americans, fine, great. I don't have smoke with you. You're not there. Iranian Canadians, a little bit, because a lot of those guys came on stages and did a lot of fuck shit. But listen to their excuses. They're not offering any kind of solution. They're just like, oh, thank you. We protested, and look what happened, 50,000. But then I look at nations around the world that had Africa.
Jonathan, why do you interrupt?
Jonathan sit there in Canada land because they can go. Because these guys are fucking faggots. Like, you wouldn't expect Charles to go fight. Like, that's the level of Iranian I see is Charles. So until I actually get some kind of assurance that, hey, we are going to overthrow our government. We are going to reform it. We are going to stop funding proxy groups. We're not going to bow to Islamic extremists. We're not going to make a fucking terror pact with all these proxies. And we're not going to listen to fucking pieces of shit, degenerate fucking wannabe pedo touchers like Charles to determine our politics. Then maybe. But right now, no offense, you've killed too many Americans for me to believe a single thing one of these Iranians has said on stage when they preach it.
Brad, what happened to good old fashioned Chinese, Russian beef waiting? Just no body standing till you overcome that one.
Hold on. Especially privileged. Go ahead. Are you like a fucking dumb troll, bro? Come on. Are you gonna speak?
Hey, we're back, bro. Hey, I don't think I said. I just came up to make Brad. I mean, I said yeah, but I can unmute later if there's something to say. Brad,
You came out of my earlier. You came out of my earlier.
you did, because Brad is like having his little connection over Canada. It's having his little obviously, I gotta come.
Okay.
I gotta come. You know,
Okay.
back Canada.
What do you mean by defending? What did you do? Came out 8,000 in Canada.
I just like making Brad
Oh my
angry.
God. That's not defending.
What is defender?
You're showing.
What are you doing?
You have a lot. A lot in here. Yeah.
Standing up for Brad?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually. Well, he doesn't. That's the difference. He doesn't need me. It's the fellow Canadians like you need people like me. Because if not, you're a professional ball washer your whole time. Like,
Brad, no respect for you. You're Canadian. He hates you and everything that you stand for.
I listen, but that's the thing. You're trying to ask them. It's not going to work. But Balake, how you doing? Read. And Balake, how you doing? You guys want to talk about the title of the room? It's Balake, bro.
Not the lock.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. Oh, you trying to fuck me now? Oh, Key and Peele? Yeah, no, that fucking shit up.
All right.
Did you mean Denise?
Okay, let's get some news voices on stage. I want to hear from, you know who I really like this guy?
I just want to ask, did anybody else have like troubles with their app earlier?
All of us did.
The whole app went down about an hour ago. Yeah.
Something to do with the channel.
I thought I was okay.
Bro, you know what's even fucked up?
Channel media, like I think I got fucking killed.
But this is the most fucked up part. I've already spent $1,000 on gifts, like sending the gifts out to people. Now I try to send a random one to like Rappi or whatever or jail. It won't let me. It's saying it doesn't work in my country. No, but the problem is I spent $1,000, and now I have to cash out. But I was hoping that I could use them and resend them. So did they fuck me?
Maybe I have a currency for $500. You can get. I'll give you $1,000 worth of 500.
Your account
Send me 500.
Baby, I'll buy them off for you 10 cents on the dollar.
No, this is the other thing. What if they ban
No,
your
I'm willing to sell them.
No, they ban your account. That's all your money.
I think it's a scam, bro. I think that's
Oh, that should be illegal. How do they take away your currency?
That is, this is the biggest scam ever because half the people never cash out. They created an internal bank, basically people are buying this stuff.
It's like the Starbucks card. It's like the Starbucks card.
It's an internal bank that they just did. It's the smartest fucking out. Give it to them while everybody's getting.
Well, no, it's TikTok.
No.
Yeah, TikTok does the exact same thing.
Yes and no. But you're basically.
Yeah, they got it from. He's right.
Your money. Then later on, there's a hold on your money because you can't cash out as soon as you give it, like just like a bank would. You know,
It's the same as TikTok. You gotta wait. You can only take it a certain amount.
Oh, yeah. So this is.
But
They're earning interest on it, not the.
Exactly. No, they're
Of course, yeah, that's smart. Starbucks makes, I think, more profit from that than they do from selling coffee.
Brad, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So Dana left. This is what I wanted to tell him to understand it better when you say those things, right? You know, as an American, you guys be like, why should we do that? Why should we spend our tax money and all that, right? And a lot of Iranians who hate the government, they do the same thing when it comes to Lebanon and Palestine. They say, why do you support them? We're a rich country when it comes to natural resources, but we're poor and poor every day. We're getting poorer and poorer every day. Why the fuck you doing that? And the difference is, if you do that, then you get arrested, or they arrest you and they'll fucking kill you and shit. Over here, they don't do that to you. But I wanted him to understand this is the same fucking shit, right? It's the same thing. You have every right to feel that way. So when you say those things to him, he shouldn't be upset about it, or because I honestly do not get offended. Because some of the things that you say is absolutely almost 100% of the things you say from your point of view as an American is absolutely legit, right? Some of the things from the other side, if you want to look at it, is a lot of things that you probably don't know of and this and that. But at the end of the day, me or him or any other Iranian shouldn't really get offended by what you say because it's legit.
That's the question I have for you, Ocean. How do you maintain being this calm, listening to the shit? I know, like, I was in your shoes, I would get really emotional, get upset at the attacking people. How do you maintain, like, the level head and sit back and listen and then have objective responses without losing your shit?
I mean, I've been through so much in life. I don't honestly have an answer for you, but it's just like a matter of understanding. Like I just explained to you guys, the same way they bitch about why you help Palestine and Lebanon is the same exact thing. So you shouldn't get offended. And what's true is true. You cannot you cannot bitch about it. Reality is the reality. That's what I always tell everybody. Like, what do you bitch about? It is what it is. This is the way it is.
You're 100%, dude. This is a pointer. I just say to all of the the Zionist people, just take a little note from this playbook. A lot less bitching would do you a whole world of good.
No, you're right. You're right. I was comparing this to Ocean, sitting there and listening to people talk about Jews and I'd fucking be blowing off the lid. But I'm watching Ocean sit there, and it's like water flowing off the duck's back. And it's not bothering him. Maybe it is. Maybe he's stabbing the phone, like on you.
But like, Sarah was going off on me the other day, right? I was just laughing at it. For no reason. Matt was there.
but it's difficult for someone that doesn't live that life, doesn't have a historical, cultural, familial connection with that. And what is shared with us, it's what sometimes it can be very contradictory. And we're all sitting here going, wait, what? What is that? What do you mean? I thought you would know. If you're being so passionate about this conflict, wouldn't you know the steps as us dumb Americans, ignorant Americans, going like, what's going on? So it's not always the loudest that is the most honest.
Well, I mean, that's fine. You can be passionately wrong. That's fine too. I mean, there's plenty of people.
That is so true.
Right? There's plenty of people on this app that are just, they think they know, they honestly think they know everything. Like, they literally are sitting there speaking, and like, you're just kind of like, you get into ChatGPT their stuff, and you'd be like, dude, this person is like off in wondered in La La Land.
I say that about biking every fucking day.
That was about biking. Biking, oh, by the way, speaking of passion, what about biking? Here we go. I mean, everybody's passionate. You can't really discount somebody because you're.
Wait, what did my clubhouse wife say about me?
I'll let her speak. I'm not going to talk about that.
There's a difference between being passionate and talking shit and being passionate and speaking facts.
Oh,
So you want to hear something crazy? So you know Issa? Like Issa on the app?
yeah, what happened, Lisa?
Yeah.
No. So Issa, when Issa would get into, I used to rooms every day, but Issa she's actually really intelligent. So people would be speaking a different language in the room, and she had this program that was connected to her phone that would automatically translate. And this guy was interviewing in the room somebody that was in Gaza, and he was a pro-Palestinian, and he was asking him questions, and he was repeating English, and Issa was having it transcribed the whole time. And the guy's like, see? You see? They're being murdered. You see? And then Issa fucking copied and pasted the transcript and then lost her shit on this guy. And he was completely lying about what the person was saying. She was using AI to transcribe and translate the whole thing. And he was manipulating the crowd, and it started a huge fight in the room. And then afterwards, when she caught the guy was bounced from the room. But it was like,
That's genius.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing.
That's
I
amazing.
did that.
I love
That's
that.
the future. That's the future. Maybe we want to do a little different topic here.
Where
No, but it was like when you were saying that, like you're like, I'm using
The future is now.
But it was like when you were saying, I'm using ChatGPT, and people are talking, and I could easily research what they're saying, and see if they're talking shit. And it's the same thing what she was doing. It was like people are saying, oh, on my word, I know, because that's the number. Somebody told me this a while ago. It was a guy fucking me up here all the time. I really chat and said, you know what the biggest problem with Clubhouse is? People don't know how to say it, they don't know. And I know that's the number one fucking problem. Sometimes you just have to bow down and say, I don't know the answer to that one, man.
You see, KK, it's okay. You can say I don't know. It's all right.
I say that every fucking day that ends with the letter Y by Keisha.
But just what Matt was saying, how easy it is because we have ChatGPT, Grok, Perplexity, we have it all at our fingertips. Just to cue it in while they're talking and wait a second to respond, and have the fucking best answer that's actually factual instead of guessing.
Hello.
Mikey, Brad, I don't know if you watched the video I put up there. That's why I said a lot.
I'm moving while you're doing it. I'm doing laundry. KK isn't going to do it, so.
You know, whenever you have time, watch the video I put up there, because that's what I know. A lot of my people are actually very pro-America and pro-Western life. The video up there is, university in Iran that they painted U.S. and Israel flag, and for people to walk over it regularly every day as a disrespect to these countries, right, to U.S. and Israel. But you watch the video, 99% of the students are avoiding walking over those flags, and there's just a few, and those few are with the regime, and they're cussing at them for walking over the flag. This video is 6 years ago, not even for right now.
Ocean, I understand that, and I get your point, and I'm not, like, you've been really calm about it, and lot of these guys, like the idiots that come up on stage, and going, oh, you need to go over there and fight, and I'm like, listen, Durka, that ain't gonna be my fucking calling card. And then call Americans cowards when we've already been there, done that, wrote the book, sold the movie rights. We literally have like 10 sequels off of this shit. So if we're going to be honest, I'm gonna say like, hey, it's great. I love it. You know, hats off. I hope we can come to the economic fold. I hope the best for it. But we kind of thought that with Beirut. We kind of thought that with a few other things, embassy, shipping, innocent civilians. And not emotion, but there's been a lot of Iranian men who give me pause to believe that they have the fortitude, the mindset, and the spine to actually take a government, build it, and become productive members of society without bending the whim of somebody. And I'm not hearing that strength of courage, that honor, that courage, that commitment that is needed to win a nation. Like, people talk about 3 things you need. You need guns and all this stuff. You just need honor, courage, and commitment. That's what you need. Those are the 3 things you need. And I don't hear a lot of that.
We also have Elham guys that came on stage. Welcome, Elham. Thanks.
Okay, one more thing to Elham. That chick, I don't know who she is, but is she ever looking for a husband or a sugar daddy? Sign me up. Because that girl has had more balls and more spine than 95% of the Iranian men when they come on stage. So, I'm sold with the Iranian women, but yeah.
Hey, Brad, I said that shit earlier.
He did.
He said the same thing.
Kendo said that, yeah.
I said it before Kendo.
She has a more intestinal cord.
Yes, I did. I said it yesterday.
I said it a week ago.
I don't know who's talking. Hey,
Yeah.
okay, so I wanted to say that there's a demonstration on Sunday in DC, just in case if you live in Washington, DC, and on a Sunday, you have, you want to do something which is pretty cool and special, especially to Iranians. There's this gathering right in front of, White House. And I put the link in the chat. Anyways, if, it's not, I can't say it's exclusive Persian thingy, like there are non-Iranians who are also coming for the demonstration it's not a protest, it's a demonstration in the support of Iran and what's happening right now as far as the support of President Donald Trump for the happenings right now. So that's it. That's all I just wanted to say. I don't know if anybody lives in DC. I live in Chicago. I know there's a bus full of Iranians are gonna leave on Saturday.
You avoid that fucking thing like the plague. You hear me?
I know.
You don't go to that shit because somebody's gonna cock off. You stay the fuck out of that. That isn't for you.
Which one? Are you talking about the bus?
The bus, the fucking protest, the fucking support rally. You stay the fuck out of it.
Don't tell her cock off. She gonna go there. You're gonna get arrested.
No, I'm not sure. I don't get what you're saying. Anyways, but
No, what I'm telling you is that there's going to be shit that pops off because you're going to DC. Very much liberal, very much Democratic, and anti-Trump everything. And there's going to be these spot waffles that are going to come up and hit you. And I don't want to see because then I have to go kill Americans.
I know.
Just be careful. Hey, how long are you
They're
sitting?
gonna try to instigate.
It's everybody should be careful, especially because we carry the flags of what I'm saying. There's a stupidity around this whole Israelite, which I have it actually at my house. So hey, if you come and see me, that's my idea in Chicago. I live in the city, so I know exactly what Viking says. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much for reminding me. You're right.
Right. You're really looking out for you.
Yeah, what's that? I'm sorry.
Because the reason being is you're gonna have there's really so much heightened tensions here, and you're probably not seeing it, but between the TSA at the airports, anti-Semitism, you're gonna see it. I would recommend going with somebody like me who doesn't mind ripping somebody's spine out of their rectum and beating them to death with it. So
Brad to a beef kubide and Zaffron rice before the shit, and then you guys go together.
Oh, I see. You're right. I mean, if he hasn't had that food yet, I mean, come on. I mean, like, what's life for? You gotta have to try that food. Anyways, yeah. So, I'm gonna get to DC on Saturday, but my intention is to go with this group because I actually, anyways. So this is how it's gonna be. I just wanted to do an FYI, and I realize everybody has their own engagements, etc. But I just wanted to do my thing and just share with you there is this event, and if you care to go or if you can go.
Thank you. I'll be branding calves all weekend, so I'm not going to be able to make it, but I'll be branding calves.
Brad, if you ever come to LA, let me know. I want to take you somewhere we're gonna love the food.
Oh, you would love the food. I mean,
Yeah, we use liquid nitrogen to brand our calves.
What the hell?
Well, I want to go party with the versions in LA. What's up? I know you guys can party out there. I know you guys love to party out there.
Yeah, the shit talk.
Trust me, I'll go eat anywhere. I'll try anything once, but as long as it's not like there. And my cooking, I've actually improved a little bit. I mean, I've been able to get basically food not to starvings. It still burns, but I still can get it. I now have stopped it at the flame point.
that's certainly improvement for a man, I think. I don't know. I would say you did.
I think Elham is taken, Brad.
That's all right. So was I. I'm married to KK according to Clubhouse. So
Oh, KK is special, so then it must be special.
Yeah, but we all have TVs at home. We still go to theater sometimes, so.
I'm scared of KK. She's got those Ginsu knives. She'll kill me. But I would just say this: like when you go there, just make sure you stay in the back. You stay out of the front. You don't ride up because I'm telling you, there's shit that's popped off in Houston and all these things. You go with the best intentions. You're having a good time, and then all of a sudden shit goes sideways. Stay sober. Don't get fucked up, and just watch your bearings and just keep your awareness up there because again, it's not just the counter protesters. There's already been a few terror attacks on places, and it doesn't need to be you. Like, you know, you just don't need
Thank you so much. Okay, thanks for letting me
Just
know.
will go. No, just will go. You're fine. Well,
What do you mean we'll comply?
I didn't
I don't know,
catch
it struck me that it's way worse when Biden was president. I was there when Biden was president. I mean, bro, I thought I was getting this fucking gathered around the fucking hotel outside. And then apparently Trump cleaned up all the shit, going on there. So all these fucking crackheads and, meth addicts and whatever, these fuckers on the street, It's very similar.
Don't talk about your friends like that, Harry.
No, they're not my friends. I was just visiting, but they're gonna be my friends.
I mean, what are you talking
I
about?
think what the reality is what
I literally was there 2 weeks ago for work and still is.
the reality is what Brad is trying to say to the young lady is that like in the last week we've had 5 different domestic terrorist attacks, and putting yourself, in that kind of scenario is like, making you
That's very true.
a part of
That's
it.
very true.
And I think that's all Brad was trying to tell the young lady.
Well, I will follow that. Thank you so much. Okay, I will look into it.
Thank you for
I didn't
translating.
follow them.
Did you guys see? I just dropped it to see the street. I just got a Facebook thing. A large explosion and subsequent fire occurred on Monday, March 23rd, 2026 at Valero Oil Refinery in Port Arthur, Texas.
Yeah, I think
We're still waiting for the report on that one. I still think that they were just trying to do their production a little faster because barrels were $100.
That's pretty common at these factories. So.
What is that?
that's not common. What the fuck are you talking about?
What? Industrial explosions?
That's not common.
Around flammable shit? That shit was happening in Alaska even. Which weren't even refineries, just like drill sites, dude.
I believe something fishy happened there. That's
such a, conclusion?
Of what?
Oh, big smart. Some people are not smart.
Well, I mean, but you're being smart through an inference or some kind of like, oh, I can figure it out without any evidence because I'm so smart. But what evidence do you have to support your position?
Now you're just putting words in my mouth. That's fine.
What evidence do you have that supports your position, sir?
I don't need evidence right now because it's just what I believe. It's not what I'm
My God, you sound like an idiot.
He's sticking with speculation. He's allowed to speculate.
Exactly. Am I not allowed to have freedom of speech in America?
Feels. He's going with his feels, breed. That's how his emotions of the day.
Yeah, dude, you can have all the stupidity you want to espouse. I'm just gonna expose it every time you do.
I will talk whatever bullshit I want to talk, Asia, Eurasia. I don't know who the fuck you are.
If you haven't exposed anything, so it's like, that's your sentence to come up.
I expose the fact that you're speaking from pure emotion with no evidence.
You're trying to expose him.
Your whole argument is subjective. Nothing you said was objective.
You're trying to expose him out of emotions, too. You're trying to make an argument out of emotions.
No, I asked him what objectable information does he have? And he said, I know it's all subjective.
At least he's being honest.
Well, which means it's just your motherfucking opinion.
I know, so Brianna, why don't you tighten up your little panties and stop getting emotional?
Yeah, but your opinion has any weight with no objective matter behind it?
Because
I would like to formally apologize to Mother Eurasia. I'm sorry.
Mother, what are you doing on stage? What do you want to talk about?
Wait,
You, Mother.
so I am curious if I actually was watching that Lego video from the Iranian regime, and I thought it was kind of funny. What did you guys think about it?
What is that?
Where they're trolling the Trump administration, and I mean, it's really bad from an American perspective, but I thought it was creative.
I have to look at it, but I have to admit that
There's like music to it, and they're showing like crawling over oil. It's actually kind of funny.
That's fine. But I gotta admit, the other crap they do is really just ridiculous. Like, I've been watching a bunch of videos from the Iran side that they're producing, and it's kind of like, man, like, it's just cheesy. I don't know, but I'll check out this one, though. That's fine. I mean, I'm sure they'll get one in that's, like, somewhat reasonable and funny, you know what I mean? But they have, like,
it's a little bit longer.
AI, like, aircraft carriers being blown up, and, like, it's just like, you guys are kidding.
No, this one Matt, is Lego themed. So it's a Lego.
No, that's fine. I got it. Yeah. What, Eric?
When you lose a war, you have to resort to doing that type of shit.
Exactly, Eric.
So yeah, if you guys haven't seen
Says a dude that's never been to war that tries to tell people what war is.
Oh my God, this guy's got shell shock. He has to talk about everything that Eric says. He's like a fan at this point. You're like Brianna. You're like
Bro, I'm a fan of America, and I don't deal with it. I like to lie. I get the fact that you like people that like suck dick and like go like travel. Stupid motherfuckers. Bro, that's your fucking shoot. It's your choice, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Why get shot?
Wow, I've never been shot at before. It wouldn't be the first time.
Why does everyone get sucking
You just got shot in the face.
Like, what happened with that? Like, when did sucking dick become a problem? Don't call your wives suck your dick. Like, hopefully.
No, that's cannibalism.
That's a female on a male. I just pointed that out. Mother.
I'm not even gonna go there because it's mad. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, let it go. Let me have that one. Let me have that one.
But anyway, back to the video. You
Hey,
can watch it. It's about.
Drop it in the queue.
Oh, I'm taking a shit. Let me finish it.
Oh,
Shit.
Jesus.
Take it with my PTR. That's the best Iranian one I saw. Fucking a camel tank. I saw that on X. IRGC was saying that, let's report it. Fucking artillery rounds on a fucking camel. I'm like, what the fuck? What camel tank?
It's getting really funny.
I mean, the camel probably gets better miles per gallon.
I think the best one is the guy in the magic carpet. Jason.
Oh, that was pretty funny. That was.
garage cord.
I'm just so disappointed that the veterans don't get the help that they really need when they come back from war, such as yourself.
I can talk more about that than you, but why are you telling me about it?
One day you come in here.
Why are you telling me about my own VA experience?
The next day you come in here like
You never served, but hey, tell me about it. Tell me some more.
it's insane, bro. It's fucking scary.
Bro, people never been there, done that, or got any t-shirt want to tell you how to put sunscreen on. I goddamn fucking hate y'all bitches.
Oh, chill. You're not the only one here that served. Shit.
Yeah, let's let all the dogs keep being retards. That's how we end up with kids with participation awards.
You act like you're the only motherfucker here that went on combat deployment. Chill, dude.
Wow, you're so cool, Steffi.
I'm telling you, bro. It's the PTSD, bro.
Steffi actually is cool. He was a Marine for 23 years. What do you do? Wash dishes?
Yep, I totally wash dishes. That's exactly what I did.
Sounds like that.
So can they
You sound like a housewife.
So can someone explain to me why the 82nd always gets sent first to wars? Because I don't understand that. Someone was saying that in another state.
Because they're an airborne group. It's usually 82nd or 101st, or third ID. Third ID is good with their ground forces. It just depends on the order of the engagement.
So can I have another question.
Seriously?
So if I want the military benefits without being 82nd, can I request a different department, like 120th or something? I don't want to be sent first to war. Fuck.
Well, dude, you can join the army if you're ASVAB's high enough. You can get a job called medical equipment repair, and all you ever learn to do is work in a hospital and fixing EKG machines and morphine pumps.
Wait, and you get benefits like that still?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a non-deployable. You might get deployed, but you're going to be staying out in a hospital, and you ain't going out and fighting outside the wire.
No, but that's the job.
You guys heard they raised the age to be able to enlist to 43?
No, it's 36 to 42.
Yeah, but they raised it, right? What was it before?
Yeah, yesterday it was 36. But when I joined in 06, it was 42. Because we were in the middle of Iraq, and I went through basic training with a guy that was 42. And he'd never been in the service before.
Wait, so I'm confused.
I joined at 30.
What is that?
None of that reason you can join. You go enlist. That's why you're asking these questions. You want to get benefits, right?
I mean, I have a job with benefits. I'm just curious how it works.
But why don't you just go join and get double benefits?
I mean, I have good health care with my current employer. What do I need that?
Well, you get the GI Bill, and then you get to deal with the VA and free health care that sucks for the rest of your life.
But I already went to college. How would that help me?
You're still paying for health care, aren't you?
Free, how much?
Wait, do veterans not pay for health care?
Well, I was just going to ask that. Can you give us a little simple bullet points that you get right now, please?
One thing I don't know, my friend was in the Navy.
Are you talking to me or are you talking?
Hold on, brother. Let him lay it down here.
Okay, but real quick. So you get really good home loans, is what he said. He said you get low interest rates from some banker. That's all I know. Go ahead, Bree.
We were talking about healthcare, and now you're talking about home loans?
He said it. What benefits do you get? Continuous.
Bro, is this your girlfriend, Matt?
Bree, listen, relax. Answer the fucking question, alright? Just answer.
You get good benefits, right?
Well, only because of Donald Trump, in his new administration, because he made it with Pete Hegseth and they changed the way it goes. I used to have to drive all the way to Gainesville, which is 3 hours away to go to a VA hospital. And now, because of my service connection disability, because I went to water when I got shot, I can literally go to any hospital around me, and I give them my card, and the VA will pay off my bill, so I can get local health care at my local hospital without having to go to the VA, and the VA will still pay for it, rather than me having to go all the way down to 3 hours away to get health care. So Trump's done a lot for the veterans. And the VA is a pretty good benefit nowadays. It just sucked for the last like fucking 15 years before.
Thank you for sharing, really, really appreciate that.
Are you going, which protest were you thinking about going to, or which city again?
It's on Sunday in Washington, D.C., right? He said that, Brad, a couple of good things.
Don't get caught up in that shit.
Right, I know. I'm thinking about what you said. You like, don't be in front and be like more towards the back. And I think why the front and the back matters.
So like in a lot of these protests, if you look, and I'm gonna throw a lot of shit and piss off a lot of people, but in a lot of these protests, what I end up seeing, if you watch real closely, and you can go Google this, go look at YouTube, you can see where people push the women up to the front lines. You'll see this by men. And I don't understand this because it was actually brought to my attention by a wonderful woman named Almaz on this thing. And she started playing clip after clip of the BLM protest. And she's telling me, like, hey, careful. And she led Black education rooms. She was like promoting, she was providing healthcare. So she was all about Black women empowering themselves. But she was saying, stay away from these protests. And she showed it, example after example, where women either were told to get in the front or somehow or another were forced up into the front of these lines. And this is where the majority of these assaults were, where rubber bullets came down, mace, etc. Also where the violence started. So stay out of the way.
I got it.
Stay out of the way. And there's going to be these Antifa libtards that are going to come out there, and nothing more to do is to fucking throw a haymaker in the back of your head because they won't take on real men. And when they do, they have to do it in 5, 10, and 1. But even then, they get their asses kicked. But they love hitting women. And you can see, and I don't, like, I don't want to have, like, I won't probably, there's a lot of guys that'll say, I'll go out there and beat their ass. If I was there, I'd beat their ass. But I'm not going to fly across the country and go beat some ass because you got your neck out there on your own. But in all fairness, like, you don't deserve that. You don't need that shit in your life. And yeah, you can provide your support in a million ways. Thank Donald Trump. You can write him a fucking letter. I'll buy you the fucking stamp. But just don't get caught up in that bullshit because it's too quick, too fast. And before you know it, you're already in the thick of it. And that situational aware, a lot of people just ignore over time.
Sure. You gotta think cars being driven into crowds. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't even bother with a protest at this point. Like, it's not worth it probably, but, I mean, like Brad was saying, you get one of these stupid, lip-hearted Antifa guys, and they're just like, itching to hit you with a bike lock in the back of the head and get you going, you know what I mean?
But you know what, Matt? Yeah. The police has been much better. I have to say, in Chicago, it's almost, actually, Chicago is really, truly a very lefty, you know, I'm pretty much you guys are aware. I'm sure that you are. So here, even, the police stands right there. The protest of this kind that has like some, things that, like Antifa, what have you, would come and attack us. They did try, and I saw that. And police was right there. So the coverage, for this protest, I think that improved that. Okay, that's my assumption, but I appreciate your, it's good to know. I really do appreciate that.
Plus, you're leaving off the fact that a large gathering of Israel and pro-Israel and anti-IRGC, you're just opening yourself up to a target. And we are aware under the Biden administration that I think they caught 1,900 confirmed terrorists on a watch list. Like, it was a massive amount. We're unaware of who snuck into the country. We're unaware. We've already seen attacks. I'm just letting you know, I don't want any of you guys. I don't want to hear like, oh, by the way, hey, that girl, she was down there, she was carrying her sign, she was really happy, had her little American flag and Israeli flag in her hand, waving it around. And all of a sudden on the news, there's a fucking bomb that goes off where some idiot drove his car and ran over 40 people, which I hate to tell you, happens.
Bring a small med kit. So suggest before you leave, go to like Dollar General or whatever, buy like a little bed kit, you know, just in case, you know.
No. Don't buy that kid. Don't buy shit.
Do that.
No, you run. Any shit goes down, you run. You move your fucking ass.
Bro, once you get a brick to the fucking face,
If she's not there, she won't get a brick.
No,
Just
right.
fucking run, sweetheart.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Chicago's my city. I'm protecting the city. You're fine, huh?
Oh, Jack, I mean, please, I knew I could tell you.
That'd be the
Yeah, that's in Chicago, not DC.
Yeah, we're not talking about Chicago.
We're not talking about Chirac. We're talking about we're talking about DC.
I can't protect you over there. I'm sorry.
Hey,
It's
Chicago.
alright, and listen, I'm actually a girl. I use my I appreciate that. You know, a couple of the points I didn't notice, but anyways, I appreciate that. I take care of it. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Hey, but how big are you? Because Stephanie says you ain't gonna leave.
I wear extra
No,
big.
unless you're bigger than 280.
that's right. You ain't a lady. That's right. You are not a lady if you ain't too late. Just sorry. Sorry for that.
This is why Steppy served in the Marines. This is why we call them the children. Uncle Sam's misguided children.
But in general, I wanted to say that the demonstrations are important. I personally think demonstrations are important. I just want you to know.
I didn't hear either of you.
Yeah, so we're not talk again at the same time. Go ahead, Stephanie. Go ahead. Same time. Go ahead.
I was just gonna tell Brad, if you're gonna have a marriage party, where are you gonna go? I'm just saying, you ain't going to fucking Army because they don't know how to fucking party.
What? Bro, we used to turn the hallways into a slip and slide when we get drunk on the weekends, when we got locked in. What are you talking about?
That's why. That's because you fuck each other, that's why.
It's point faster.
It's not gay if you don't make eye contact, didn't you know?
Anyways, Alham, you were trying to say something to Brad?
Oh, I'm talking to myself, so I say, yeah. Okay, I was just thinking, you know, the demonstration, I remember a year and a half ago, an Iranian guy also said something like, you know, demonstration doesn't matter and things of that nature. But guess, I think, you know what, actually it does, the presence of it does matter. Now, whether it's going to change a decision, I think we live in a world that we need to sometimes, you know, once in a blue moon, or at least maybe, you know, for a few months at least, have such activity. Because the left does that. You know, they have won a trophy for doing such things. And they do propaganda. We don't do propaganda. We are saying exactly what I think is the right thing to say, at least I think, and we're not going around it and, you know, making traps and fooling people, etc. At least that's not the intention. I can speak for myself. So no, I think demonstrations are important. I think in that fight, actually, Brad, I don't think you should give that fight like the, you know, form of it to the left. This is a very powerful way of showing united front. I think, and I might be wrong, and you're right, I should also write a letter, and I have done that, by the way, and I should also be more active on the social media, but I think demonstration is more like a united front, you know, and I think it is okay to have it in, you know, fight against whatever you're trying to fight for.
I appreciate your passion. I appreciate your spirit, and I welcome you. You have the right under America to protest and celebrate and do that. You have it all. Just, I'm telling you what is possibly could happen, and I hope I'm wrong, but I just know in these times and what we've seen recently, the intensity, the fact that we are discovering more and more terror attacks, or at least plots kicking off. Nothing would be better than for somebody to actually do that in D.C. in front of the White House while you're celebrating Trump, to give the IRGC the optic of a win. And they will absolutely, they will use it. I'm not dumb. I've been here. I've seen seen this rodeo before, and they did shit at 9/11. You wouldn't even be proud. Like at memorial services, they did shit. So I wouldn't say guarantee that something will happen. I'm just saying stay in the back, stay out of the main thong, don't fucking stay away from the roads, and always keep your head on a swivel and just watch the situations around you. And when it starts to crumble or get a little too aggressive or a little too hyped, you get the fuck out of there. And if something does happen, you run in whatever opposite direction it is, and you run until you can't run anymore, until you throw up from running, and you find someplace safe, secure that you can get into and away from all that, because quite frankly, you don't need to be around it.
And he's 100%, because all he's telling you, my lady, is minimize your exposure to those that can actually do you harm.
Yeah, it's the only advice I've ever heard when it comes to terrorist attacks, and that is move, do something, run. In other words, if you just stay there and you're just being a cooperative victim.
Wait, so I missed the beginning. Is she saying she's afraid to go to protests and stuff?
No, I'm saying because she's a young lady that needs protection, and men in a protest will push women like her to the front of the crowd and make them the cannon fodder.
Yeah.
And Brad is giving her wisdom of limiting her exposure to being a victim. If she's gonna participate, but you limit the window of opportunity to become a victim. And that's what Brad's been saying this whole time.
I mean, still carry an iPad though. Still carry a small iPad, because in a lot of these rallies, what happens is, there's agitators that happen, and some people might catch crossfire, and then when they do run away, it takes time for first responders to get them. So that's why I brought up bringing an iPad.
Wouldn't she have to know how to use one first, though?
It is pretty fucking dumbed down general shit, freaking guns, freaking maybe some quick plot, some minute shit,
No, that's true. I mean, I've watched the videos where medics describe what you, and of course they go into more advanced shit, the I don't know what the fuck you call it. You stick it between somebody's ribs. They have a lung that's
Well, it's a pneumothorax with air, which is in the top of the chest, and it's a hemothorax if it's blood that surrounds the pleural sac around.
But like I said, it's just a basic iPad,
But even packing a wound, I didn't know that you actually shove it in the fucking hole.
You jam it.
Oh yeah, it's a pressure dressing for a reason. You got put pressure on that motherfucker.
Put your thumb in the fucking laceration and just start packing. And your thumb's putting the pressure down, take it off, put it on the corner, put it in, and just start fucking packing and wrapping.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, us civilians, that's not intuitive. It might seem like it to you guys as if it was something that you were repeatedly trained on, but
I agree.
As somebody like me, I was around 40 years old watching these fucking videos on, where paramedics basically describe how they, what you do for trauma injuries.
Yeah, Pepe, you would never thought we would put our finger into the actual hole, right?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have thought that you shove a bunch of shit inside of somebody.
I know, same here, what the fuck?
It's just safety. Just a plan B and first responders can get to an individual. That's why I said
the tourniquet.
Yeah, but
the tourniquet shit 15 years ago, where they said if it's still bleeding, it's turn the tourniquet tighter.
Imagine this, first time I ever saw somebody put their fingers into a wound like that, where you're describing. Imagine if you got shot right across one side of your neck and it cut your carotid. And it's an artery which is like a rubber band, when you cut it, it snaps back and goes up and in on each side. And my sergeant, who was a medic, and I was following him, he literally put both of his fingers in the hole, and then he went and pushed his fingers each side of where the snap back and then grab with the other two, like his thumb and his middle finger, and like clamped it off. And we had to end up putting him onto a tourniquet and then like getting him, or a litter, whatever you want to call it. We got him on a litter and we got him in the vehicle and we got him to and he literally made it all the way to the hospital with his fingers in the hole of this guy's neck, clamping off his carotid artery.
I didn't think you could survive a carotid artery tear.
Well, you have two carotid arteries. You got one on one side.
On both sides. That's why I'm having to guess. So maybe one side would have to do the work. I don't know medically. I didn't even know that they could reattach a carotid. I mean,
yeah, it's just.
Let's say a couple extra waters, an ice pack, so that when they individualize and flee a chaotic situation and they get calm and crossfire, regardless of this pepper spray or tear gas or whatever the irritation might be, when you get to a safe location, first responders are able to address you immediately. You can pregame it. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm not trying to have them stop there and perform actual services to herself. I'm saying flee till it's safe. But that a basic ice pack and a couple waters, you know.
What about a fully automatic MP7 with a suppressor? Under a jacket.
I would not recommend that.
You can't really get one of those. You know, these are people who don't know.
I got an MP5, but it don't have party mode.
Well, no, I said MP7, which they only make full auto. It's like,
yeah.
But those they make like this special little rounds, so it's like a very high capacity and I think the Navy SEALs were the only military people that use them, but they're like, party mode, but they have these very special rounds that are meant to penetrate body armor, which you can't buy legally. But golly gee, if you had that.
Nah, dude, ain't nothing better than slapping an MP5. Like, I got the civilian version, and, you know, just a good slap when you're wrapped. Boy, it's better than fucking fire, right?
I've seen the videos where they slap it. That's the iconic way of showing that you're using an MP5. They make those FRT triggers for those though now, which they appear to fire. I don't know if they can match the full auto rate of an MP5, because it felt like that one was had a high rate of fire, but
the Bondi shooting, that was a Mossberg shotgun. The Bondi guys.
He had a bolt action rifle. You can tell. I was annoyed talking to people on here. They're saying like, "Oh, you don't have to be trained to do that." Guys, like, dude, I saw him.
That's hard to do.
He held the T-12 the whole fucking time in between reloads. How he was operating the bolt. No, he was definitely practicing. I can promise you that. And I told people, no, this is likely, these are legal weapons. This is why they're using a fucking bolt action and shotgun, because it's likely all they could get. And sure enough, they own the guns legally, and they were members of a fucking gun club.
The bolt action on that was crazy. Go ahead.
And people don't realize this. Like, those bolt action guns, they pack, oftentimes, like, I forget which round he was using, but those they're generally are larger caliber than what you would get shot with, like with an AK-47. If you ever seen like it's a 7.62 by 34, forget. It's shorter than like a 7.62 by 50 NATO, which is, you know, packs a much bigger punch and will go much further. But, you know, basically a lot of those bolt action rifles can take down like medium, even large size game. And so when it hits a shooting,
it's like an AK-47, even a 74, dude, like the first, 5 rounds start beyond target. Everything up is, just going, the muzzle rise, it's just astronomical. I mean, if you look at the traditional way that you're supposed to use an AK-47 or 74 in full auto, like its whole process of invention was as suppression, so see them documented as like a full action if they're going to do more consecutive shots to engage.
Well, it's interesting. My dad. So I know, like, after Vietnam War, full auto was like not commonly used with the M16s or the M4s. But when my dad was in Vietnam, he was like 1965, the very first group or wave that was there. He was a paratrooper, and he said it was kind of different. Like they did utilize full auto somewhat regularly because like in a dense jungle, what he would say is that after you gained enough experience, you can tell where the gunshots are coming from by hearing it. And so they would use full auto, just based. I don't know if that would be suppressive fire. I don't know what it would be, but it would. Even with well, I guess I'll just ask. Don't they use generally like the light machine guns for the full auto?
Sorry to interrupt you, John. There's a lot of very in the audience that are probably here because of the title of the room.
Okay.
Well, why are they in the audience? Shouldn't they be overthrowing the fucking disgusting machine?
Most of them are in the West, to be fair. Most of them are in the West.
That's true.
So let's
and do you know what? If you go to the State Department's website, it will say it's a level 4, do not travel for Iran. And they specifically point out Iranian Americans are the #1 target, like where they will basically detain you or imprison you. And
they're like on-site.
You're fucked. Yeah, so...
Mika, come up on stage. Let's me and you and Tosh motherfucking job.
He just told me you should help us overthrow him. I said my tax dollars are helping right now. It's fucking bombing.
Yeah.
Is it going to help?
They're going after Jack.
You guys don't have F-35s. You guys don't have... Fuck, you don't even have F-16s or F-18s.
Wait. That goes to my point, though. Like, Ocean, you see that? Like, we should help overthrow it. Like, that's the part that pisses me off. Like, I get 50 years ago, but you've already given us, like, 241 lives, 613 in Iraq, another untold in Afghanistan, your IEDs, your Soleimani hero worship, all of that shit. Our ships, multiple times attacked, multiple other nations supporting terror attacks around the world, embassy, like, you've done it. Like, you can't, that 50-year thing, yeah, we fucked up, but you're not able to hold that against me. You can't. You're not going to make me feel any type of way about it. So when you say I should go over there and overthrow it, or some of these younger guys should go over there and help you overthrow it, why aren't you there doing it? Like, lead the way. Once you start getting there, then maybe I'll reconsider my stance. But right now, the mere fact that I have, quote, Iranians that fled their country are now sitting here telling me to go over there and fight for them, so you can go back to what American blood has to fucking build. I'm sorry, if I go over there and conquer it, I think it becomes Americans' property. Like, you don't get any rights.
Amen.
Well, there's a precedent for America overthrowing the government with 0 dead Americans and with real gratitude, and it's a war that you may not remember, Brad. It's the war in Bosnia, and in Bosnia, the U.S. was able to rescue the Bosnian people. And if you go talk to Bosnians today, I'll be very brief, if you talk to Bosnians today, 90% of them are still today grateful to America. And not one single American died in that war. So, don't assume that in order to do a good deed for the world, Americans have to die. They don't always. The final thing I'll say is, I would encourage everyone in this room to visit Panama City. Panama City is beautiful. They fucking love Americans. And if you visit Panama City, people do and thank you for overthrowing Noriega. You know how many Americans died overthrowing him? So I'm sick of the pessimists who always complain and bitch and moan that America rescues other people and we die and we get no gratitude. That's usually the case, but not always.
Well, I'm just curious, why did the Bosnians need protection?
I would let someone else get into
Yeah, that's exactly what I was waiting for. Let's speaking now. Next person. Okay. IRG rejects Trump's peace plan. Iran in trouble? I want to hear from the Iranians here. I need some help from the Iranians. The fuck, like this jack motherfucker guy, and all the people that are gonna get pushed back. So I want the Iranians to come up. Let's.
Not too much on Jack.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. No, but I don't know. Listen. There's a lot of people that are saying shit, and now it's kind of weird. The shit that they've been saying is kind of coming true. Like, where is everybody? And now this deal's being rejected. So does that mean Trump's like either gonna go with a ground invasion or say, listen, we've met our objectives, we've reached our goals. There's no more to talk with these people. They don't want to negotiate, and we're the fuck out of here. We've taken out everybody that we can. And is it really a regime change if they kill all the people that were the heads of the RGC, and then now all of a sudden they recruit new people? Did they just do a change of the laundry, but they're still using the same method, like the same ideology? Is that really a regime change?
These are all good questions. I agree. By the way, can anybody here think the argument of ground forces? I mean, I'd love to hear what they think that is all about too. But those are great questions, BB. Yeah.
But I need the help from the Iranians that are in the audience on stage. There's so many Iranians in this room. I'm so happy to have them. And I want to hear the Iranian voices. I want to amplify them. I want them to speak. I want to know what they're thinking. I know they're in the diaspora, but I do know you feel it in your heart. So I want to hear from you.
They're very cute people. They're adorable. They're not fighting.
Say something. Jack, 1 second. I'm going to say something real quick.
I have mic in 1 minute. I can talk in 1 minute after this gentleman.
Yeah, he's not. Don't call him a gentleman. He's not. But after you can.
I was just about to say that. None of us are gentlemen.
So. Okay, so should I go back to the app guy situation or no? I'm kidding. I'm not gonna start it, Pepe. I'm sorry. You know, that was just.
So, I want to say something. I think this weekend, Saturday, after work gets closed, everything's going to be shut down. There might be a little ground invasion, but a little bit different than what you guys think. I think they're going to go for the islands. And the specific island, I think it's Farak Island. It's where they're storing all the oil and where they're basically pumping the oil onto that island to store. What I believe is going to happen, they're going to have a little ground invasion because I heard already that Iran kind of is boosting the IRGC presence on that island right now, and they have a feeling it's going to be that island. So what's going to happen is they're going to go to that island, take out the IRGC, and shut down the actual production of the flow of the oil onto that island so they can't move it because they're going to still try to cripple Iran in such a way economically. Then they're going to get off that fucking island and sit just far enough to watch if any boat, any plane lands on that island, that they're going to take it off navally.
What does that say about the Iranian people? Still going to be getting slaughtered?
What do you mean they're going to get slaughtered?
Yeah.
No, who's protecting the Iranian people? Are the Iranian people protecting the Iranian people? Or
no, I think this is just whatever he's suggesting. It's only a portion.
Strategically, again, to protect the Iranian people, you need to cripple the IRGC because who is the threat to the Iranian people?
Yeah, but the way it's looking right now, the RGC is not being crippled. They're actually being strengthened.
In which way do you see that?
And so can I ask?
They're not being erased.
Okay. So let me chime in here for a quick.
Hold on. Every day there's another IRGC that is dead.
That's okay. 1 or 2 here the other day. There's 10 to 20 million.
Every day.
There's 10 to 20 million supporters, guys. What are you not seeing?
We'll see.
And any one of those supporters could be the new next Ayatollah.
Again,
I'll tell you something, guys.
But you're speaking to the supporters in the West. You're not speaking to the supporters from Iran because the supporters from
No, the supporters are in Iran. So that's the one common question I ask everybody on this stage because I know what the answer is. And I want to see if they do. And I said, how many people in Iran are supporting the IRGC? And I hear low numbers from 5% up to 20%. And it's always around 10 to 15, almost 17%. If you're doing the math, that's 10 17 million fucking people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people that are supporting a fucking terrorist organization. Think about that.
Okay, so may
That's
I?
fucked up.
May I? So the organizations like that's like, you know, it's a mafia system. It typically works off of getting paid, you know, the money, the funding and everything. So I think first what the main focus earlier on was that to, you know, eliminate that funding source, which is very, very important. And so that's for that. But I'm not saying that's going to resolve the issue. I wanted to actually, Rafi, I don't know if you want to say something. I can wait for you, or you want me to?
No.
Sorry, no, it's all right. I just didn't know whether so I will go one by one. I think it was Brad or somebody else was saying that I don't know. Somebody else said, you know, if we help and we conquer, and so we should be doing that. Okay, I guess I can understand, you know, why one would say that, but I just want us to go back to the history. Did the French do that to Americans? No. Did the Americans and Allies do that to the French people in World War II?
With all due respect, like we're in a new time, we're in a new
No, I understand.
where people are killing people in the middle of the day while TV cameras are watching them. We don't give a fuck.
Right, well, no, I understand. Okay, I didn't say nothing that has to, okay, so what I'm trying to say is that United States and Israel, they are joining in this event, you know, this attempt to, not attempt, this war against evil, you know, it is truly the war against evil, and I think the prolongation of it is the, you know, providing this maybe knowledge to the much broader audience, like the people in the world. And that's what I think is happening. People are becoming aware of the Islamic Republic, its nature, etc. Now, do I think like if America comes and helps and, you know, does everything, which I don't think it should be. I think the people of Iran should conquer take back the country. I think that is what needs to happen. But if America does that, should America say what the decision should be? I mean, it doesn't work. You see, the sustained peace doesn't work like that. We are talking about a society with people, a country, whatever the name of the country is. For sustained peace, we cannot be saying things like that. When we are having the lives of American soldiers, Israeli soldiers, Iranians, Israelis, people who are, you know, normal citizens. So online, I think when we say this, we are kind of jeopardizing the sustained peace. And I'm sorry to say this, I just wanted to point this out because really, we are, you know, we are giving this much price up. It includes many other aspects. Let's not put it that way because it's important. That's my suggestion. Now, coming to your point, Bibi, whether this is going to happen again, they kill one and then the other person is going to come up, etc. I think it was Churchill who said that if the German officers told Churchill if the Allies had kept up the pressure, Germany would have collapsed and surrendered at the point that they were doing the appeasement policies. So I'm just telling you, totalitarian regime exists and prolonged because they put out the image that we are not defeatable. Now I gotta tell you how many numbers of the majors of them, you know, have been killed, murdered, and killed. And so no, I think the structure of it is shattered. I don't think there is any power there. You can see from the random behavior of this mafia organization that the core of it has been shattered. That's what I see. And I think we're actually not far from the victory, but, you know, getting closer to the pinnacle is the hardest climb. I'm just putting it out there that, you know, as we are getting closer to the victory, we need to be aware of this, that we want to sustain peace. And that's very important. Perhaps when Obama was president, somebody also told him, oh, you know what, we spent a lot, we wasted a lot of energy, we lost a lot of lives, which we did, it is true. But we were not far from the victory because the head of the octopus was right there. The next neighbor, actually the head of the octopus was at the table of decision making. That's why he left. That's why Obama didn't do the right thing. I mean, besides being left. But anyways, that's my thing for you, and I hope
thank you. It's for the room. It's not for me. Peoria.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing? Good evening, sir. What do you have to say about what you said and also the title of it?
So, everything that is happening right now in Iran, I think it's a whole
trick that Donald Trump is using to distract some of the parts in government from what's happening in the reality, or trying to make them like enemies like to each other. And I don't know, maybe trying to convince like one last smart person, if there is an Islamic Republic. I mean, they're trying their best to convince that one last smart person to just make a deal, to surrender. It's better to do it with negotiations, better than, rather than doing and continuing the war. But personally, I think it's the whole trick that Donald Trump is doing right now to distract them from the upcoming attack that is gonna be occurred, or I don't know. I personally believe
you're fighting against the ideology of being the most powerful person in Iran. That's very.
I personally believe that on Saturday or Saturday later, okay, they're gonna do the ground invasion on Khark and some of the southern islands in Iran, the southern parts. I personally believe that everything that I'm following up from like Israel Hayom, Yad Ahron, 12th channel, I'm mostly like following them and see like what's happening in Israel, what's Israel's public opinion, because literally anything that happens in there, literally 2 to 3 days later, will happen in my country. What they're thinking is gonna be my future. So sometimes we have like, prior and, heads up. Sometimes from them, those medias, that with the things that I've seen, I personally believe there's a strong chance that they're gonna attack on Saturday.
Okay, and then the final question people want to know, people asked earlier in the room, what are you doing as an Iranian?
Sorry, this is my mom. She's calling from Iran, baby. Sorry.
Perfect. Answer it, sorry.
Hey, Rob, baby, you're like, yeah, perfect. Put her on club.
I will make that ask, but that's cool, real cool. But
yeah,
I want to ask the Iranians, what are you doing? What?
Real quick, I'm sorry, I want to say this. Everyone's talking about Khark Island right now. And everyone can go on Google Maps, satellite view on Khark Island. It doesn't look like they have a huge military base. We're going to go bomb the living fuck out of that island. I don't think, there's only a few houses that have a small airport and a seaport. It'll be an easy job. They're going to throw some soldiers in there. But I did want to read off something quick that I found interesting. IRGC active strength right now is anywhere between 150 to 190,000 people. Their Quds force is 5 to 15,000. And their total regular army, Artash, is about 1 million, almost. Or 600,000, sorry. But the Basiji is another thing which Iran claims they have 6 million members of men and women in the Basiji force. 12.6 million. And they say 600 of those are combat ready. Now, 12.6 million is the number that caught my eye. The 20% of Iranians supporting the government seems to be more real and real every day. We're gonna go into Iran, we're gonna fuck that shit up. And the Iranian people, I noticed, sadly, seem very, I wanna say, politically retarded. I'm sorry to use vulgar language, but it's the best thing I can think of. They're so susceptible to just believing such nonsense. If we go in there, the last person who's gonna have to say of what happens in Iran is you guys. It's gonna be America. We can go fight and die to just hand you the keys. I'm sorry, I've said this before, I'll say it again. We're not gonna sit there and pay who's not IRGC and who is and who's at the CG and whose cousin is not. It's not gonna happen like that.
I'm gonna pass the mic to Mohammed so you can land your plane. Before I pass the mic to Mohammed.
Bibi, Jack says who? Jack says the pro-Palestine Jack? What are you talking
Says these 50 United States of America, baby.
I'm just saying Jack, you know what? I mean, you better have to not always pat yourself on the shoulder and say, wow, what an analysis.
That's why he's Jack the motherfucker. Hold on. Guys, I see so many people in the audience with red tickets. I need you to do me a favor. We got a 2-for-1 special going on right now. At the top of the room, it says President Trump with an arrow pointing to the right. Click on that. It's going to say join house. Right now there's 7,363 members. I want to see that jump. Once you hand in that red ticket, behind the counter, there's going to be a little Mexican midget. He's going to hand you a green one. You can cash it in for a drink or a snack when you're down in the audience and you can enjoy this evening. It doesn't cost you anything. Cash in that ticket, join the house as well. Invite people to join the house. If you need help on where that is, you see in the top right of the screen where it says lead, or then get that to the little box with an arrow. Click on that. It should be the bottom option where it says invite people. Those are your friends on Clubhouse. Click that and share the room. We're going to get this room going hot and spicy. Believe me, I've been holding Jack on a leash. There's a guy in his profile picture on the leash. I'm not sure who that is. But I've been holding Jack back from letting him go.
My neighbor is literally there.
Mohammed is on stage right now. Mohammed, I see you already please in the chat. I want to hear from you. I want to get some pushback because I don't agree with Jack right now on this one. Mohammed, welcome to the stage.
Hi, thanks for the invitation. I didn't write anything. I just put an emoji declining, referring to statistics that are published by the Islamic Republic regime that has occupied Iran. So what's the point of somebody who sounds or he tries to say, actually I go by his word, that he's pro-American, why should he refer to the statistics that are published and put out there for propaganda purposes? I mean, who says? I mean, even with the last election, which is a made-up election, is a fake, phony election, the percentage of the population that supported the last fake, phony election is less than 5%. And somebody comes here to your stage and claim that 12 million people are supporting Basiji and all these things. This is all propaganda.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
According to the Gamma Institute says 20%, and you'll cite the Gamma Institute until it's inconvenient. Right now, it's a...
Let me ask you a question. It's going to be triggering. Don't get upset at me. People want to know, what are you doing to support Iran from the diaspora right now?
I have been a political activist against the Islamic Republic regime since 30 years ago. I've been arrested in Iran, and currently I'm part of the political association which is active outside and inside Iran against the Islamic Republic regime.
Okay, is there anything you can share with people?
Supporting Prince Reza Pahlavi, even though we are pro-republic, we are not monarchists, we are pro-republic, we want future Iran to have a form similar to the United States.
Is there anything you can share with people that are listening, what they can do to help?
That's what I'm saying. The most important thing that I think was the breakthrough finding in the past 5 years was that people as a nation, Iranian as a nation, they recognize...
Now, what can the people do that are listening? What can they do to help?
I'm explaining, if you allow
me. Yeah, but I think you're not getting...
If you allow me.
BB, you're not getting... If you have to have lobby, who's a monarchist, who people support, and he's not supporting, he doesn't support monarchy.
You need to... I've learned something in the United States of America, and I'm quite surprised that you, as somebody who sounds like born in this country, have not yet learned. You need to...
No, he's Mexican, man.
Okay, he's Mexican. But still, like Iranian who has come to the United States and have learned the culture, he needs to learn not to interrupt me. Okay? So let me finish the answer. Iranian people in the past 5 years, coherently, regardless of those who are monarchists and those who are pro-republic, they have come together, they have recognized who can be their leader to represent them to West, to free world. And that guy is Reza Pahlavi. Okay? So, what we expect the free countries is to support Reza Pahlavi and to support his transitional government. Because that will
How do you know he's gonna be transitional? How do you know he's gonna give up the reins of power?
Because we know it, because we have tested the guy for 47 years. I mean,
What have you done to test him? What have you done to test him? Mohammed, let's be honest here. Stop lying to ourselves. What have you done to test him?
Lying? What are you talking about? We should
No, I think we're lying to ourselves. What has he done in the past test?
Which lie?
He's been in the diaspora for 45 years. What has he done in the past test?
He's been my neighbor in Maryland.
First of all, you guys labeled me as somebody who's lying. You first.
I didn't say that. I said, why are we lying to ourselves? Listen, Javi Shah. I'm a Reciprocity fan, bro.
I'm not lying.
I'm saying we as the people. How can we say he passed the test? What test does he
call his name.
They call his name, but that doesn't mean that you passed the test.
No. Look.
The only reason why the people are calling his name because of his father. Let's be honest.
That's not true.
That's not true.
If you want to ask a question, then respectfully.
Okay, I did ask the question, but you're saying for 47 years you're testing him, he's never held the reins of power. So then tell me why you believe he will give up the reins of power if he does.
If you guys ask your question and be respectful and keep quiet and let me answer, I'll answer. Otherwise, I'll go to the listeners.
Go ahead. It's not a dictatorship, though. Go ahead.
Okay. So, as a pro-republic guy who has been against the regime for past 30 years, I have tested most of the faces and those who claim to be the opposition and the political activists against the Islamic Republic regime. I never found any of them as capable, as honest, as truthful, as pro-West, as pro-people, and on top of all these things, I've never found them as a politician to be as humble as he is. He doesn't want, I can tell you guys, till 10 years ago, 20 years ago, he was encouraging us to get together, to create assembly, and he didn't want to claim to be the leader. We pushed him, Iranian people, across the board, monarchists and pro-republic people, including myself and our association, which is called Pro-Republic Iranians for Reza Pahlavi, supporting Reza Pahlavi. You can go to our Twitter account, you can go to our Instagram account, you can look us up. We asked him, they pushed the guy. The other people who are in the political area, they claim to be the opposition of this regime. They always want to be the front end. They always want to be the face of the people. But this guy didn't want it. They pushed him. We say that we didn't find anyone more qualified than you. Please join. Please be the leader. And he finally, after 40 years, he said, okay, but we need to get together because we need a system. If we want to achieve democracy, we need to get together. So we met with him twice in Munich to say what he wants. So we came to 10 conditions, 10 cloth. We wrote it down, everything in front of camera for 8 damn hours.
Okay,
we sat down.
so let me ask you.
So as people, as a nation, you don't have a right to tell me that we fool ourselves or we are lying to ourselves.
You're missing what I'm trying to say, and not necessarily, I think you're taking it the wrong. I think he's the perfect person for the job. But what I'm afraid of, they're going to try and assassinate. That's my fear.
Bro, he will get killed so quick. This fucking guy has never been to the country in decades. He has no influence there. They're gonna murder this guy. He's not cutthroat.
Bullshit, Jack.
Let me make my point.
Full of shit, Jack. You're full of shit, motherfucker.
Just full of it, really. What does it do?
You're such a motherfucker, Jack.
I waited.
Doctors,
control yourself. Control yourself. I'm being dead ass serious. I'm an Iranian too as much as you are.
So shut
Control yourself.
shut his mouth.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Mohammed, what are you supporting? You support democracy and democratic Iran?
Democracy does not mean
And this room has democracy
Do
too.
you support that? Yes or no? This is not your private. This is not your private area. This is not your private. You cannot dictate to other people what they can do.
As much as he has right to lie in front of all these hundreds of people.
Okay, you can simply and politely.
No, he's not polite. I don't.
Wait. He waited for you.
Wait. Jack's a motherfucker.
Jack may be a motherfucker, but Jack is also an American, and he has a right to have a voice.
Nobody cares if he's a fucking. Our tax dollars care, and I'll fight for every other American to speak. Even if
So,
I disagree, even if I
so Mohammed, you asked for respect. You
I
asked.
have the right. I have the right to oppose.
Okay, just wait till I'm finished. Then you
Okay.
me, bro.
So here's how it goes, Mohammed. You asked for everybody to be silent on it, and Perfumer, I moved you down because you could be a retarded Canadian down in the goo with Jarlo for all I care. Mohammed, you asked for everybody to be silent. You wanted this whole big respect thing. You now have to afford it, and especially to an American who may actually end up having to go over there and go rescue your country, or his son's name, or his daughter's name. So yes, I will take that respect. He still may be a motherfucker, but he's an American motherfucker.
I'm American too.
Well, great.
And as an American, I gave you
The difference is, Mohammed, you're not a motherfucker. That's a motherfucker.
For whatever reason he does that, you shouldn't lose your shit.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
In political
And just when it's finished, talk with facts and destroy him in argument. That's it. Destroy him back to back to back. Destroy him many times, especially when it comes to religion.
And I respect my elders. I'm never going to be disrespectful in that way. But politically, I think you guys are a bit ignorant. And I'm sorry to say, this guy Reza Pahlavi has been living in America for probably 3 decades. He was my neighbor in America. This guy has no influence in Iran on the ground. He would get sniped there easily. This guy has, not even the backing of the United States. Donald Trump has completely said that this guy is a loser, quote unquote. And I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm sorry if this is hard to hear. I'm sorry. But the idea that this guy is gonna be any better, as if his dad was in a brutal dictator, didn't murder a bunch of fucking people, and then fled his country and ran away. The idea that you guys are gonna have democracy, this is going to be better. If I was talking like this in Tehran under you guys' government, I would have been flogged already. Would have been murdered. Look how you guys reacted when I just said one simple thing. Like, you guys are not any better than the IRGC from what I can fucking tell, and you're falling for a fucking sham. I don't think people in Iran or 17 million Basijis or however fuck many people support the government are going to sit and just take this easily. It'll be a massive...
Yeah, you're gonna
Let me jump in. Jack, you're disrespectful. You're
So
shit.
fucking motherfucker to come here all the fucking time. Why do we need like this motherfucker?
You know why we need it? I'll tell you why. We need it. Because we don't want to have an echo chamber, guys. And we need to hear opposition. We need to hear the opposite side. We need people to...
the opposition and I'm seeing the things in my ass. Fuck.
It's Mohammed go. Uninterrupted, Mohammed go.
Yes, sir.
He is not opposition. He is a pro-regime supporter or / pro-NEK. Okay? So it's either one or the second. Okay?
Bro, he's one of the leaders of the Arab Right Matter.
1,000 times life in Iran will be separated.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck the regime. Fuck every MEK.
I am not gonna. So you see, everybody, please listen to this guy Jack. He is using F word, and the ocean is expecting me to be polite against such an asshole.
Curse the
I'm
regime,
not.
bro.
Okay.
Jack, don't interrupt him, Jack.
Yeah, stop saying the F word, Jack.
Mohammed, uninterrupted, please. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Okay, first of all, he claimed that Prince Reza Pahlavi has not been in Iran for 47 years. He has not been in Iran for 47 years, yes, but he has been in touch with the Iranian. I was in Iran 1997, I was a student, 1997, and I got in touch with him. So don't tell me, because he has not been back to Iran since 1979, he does not know Iran and he's outside the Iranian life. Don't tell me 20 years after the Islamic Republic, damn Islamic Republic came to power, we as a student could get in touch with this.
Let me ask you a question, Mohammed.
No, let me finish.
With all due respect, sir.
Let me finish. Second one.
With all due respect, I have a question.
No, baby, no. Let me finish my train of thought and then you can ask the question. The second one. This guy, Jack, just claimed in front of all of you, okay? He misinformed you. You should have, I want you guys, I'm respecting you guys, giving you the fact, but this guy is feeding you BS. He just said that he has no, Prince Reza Pahlavi has no support in Iran. This is absolutely incorrect. Back in January, he asked people to come to street in 2 consecutive nights, and millions of people came to streets. The government, the regime was so afraid that killed 40,000 people. 40,000 people, including one of our members, one of the member and supporter of Prince, which is pro-Republic Iranian supporting Reza Pahlavi, got killed in Iran in those nights because he came to street. So if the regime knew he doesn't have supporting, million people came to street and proved everybody across the globe that millions of people support Reza Pahlavi. And that's why the regime was so afraid, because if they had not used rifles, not live bullets, and they had not done that massacre, the regime was toppled already. So go ahead, baby.
When's the last time you were in Iran, sir?
I left Iran 2000, so 25 years ago. Since then, I have not been able to go back, but I have been politically active.
Is it fair to say that Iran's climate, politically, on the ground, have changed since you were there 25 years ago?
When I was a student, I was politically active. I got arrested by the regime security.
No, I get all that, but is it fair to say that it has changed?
Hold on. At that time, you could say the majority of people were not yet after overthrowing the regime. But now,
I know, but is it fair to say, my friend, that it's changed? Has it changed since you were there last?
It's changed for better, meaning it's changed now. At 95% of people want to overthrow this regime. At my time, when I was in Iran,
No, I know, but you're not, maybe you didn't understand what I'm saying. Has it changed from when you were there?
It is changed in such a way.
100%, right? Okay, so is it fair to say when Jack is it fair to say?
Let me finish it, because
I'll tell you why. Well, Mohammed, I really respect you. No, I'll tell you why. I'm gonna mute you in a second. I'll tell you why, my friend. I don't need the monologue shit. All I want is questions with the answers. It is. I asked you to change. The answer is no. No, you don't need to paint the picture for me. No, that's the problem where people think they need to give a long drawn out answer for it to be believable. It's a simple question. Has it changed? The reality is yes, it's changed. So is it fair to say what Jack is saying, that Reza Pahlavi doesn't know the landscape like he thinks he does because he hasn't been there in over 3 decades? And the answer would be yes or no.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Because
come on.
Because the change has gone back to 1970.
Let me finish.
But the whole point is, though, guys, we
correct
What are you talking about? How is it? How could that be?
That's
It's 20%. No, bro. Who said it's gonna be like 17 million? On what?
It's polls and statistics that you're taking.
Statistics published by the
Dude, that's already
Iran belongs to all the Muslim. Muhammad, Iran belongs to all the Muslim.
Oh, honestly, that's not a record, so you're about to get shot in the face. But you got shot.
Are you counting the African Shias that they just actually immigrated to Iran?
Doesn't matter.
The 12 African.
Do you mean by them as well? Like as the IRGC supporters, the Pakistani?
It doesn't matter. They're IRGC. The IRGC supporters.
Let me tell you, the IRGC supporters that you're mentioning right now, we have like 8 million of Afghan people in our soil at this very moment, right? Most of them, 99% of them, they're like they're the members of Fatimiyun. So for some kind of an ideology that is somehow like has to be from Afghanistan, right? They're obviously supporting IRGC. They're getting paid to support.
Fuck, that's even proving my point even worse. There's 8 million.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you cannot say like we as Persians we have a fucking responsibility for a bunch of Afghan brother.
That makes it even worse.
Should we be responsible for Afghan people?
No. Julian, you are not answering these people's correctly. Bibi, don't interrupt me, please. Let me answer your question.
Okay.
If the regime had this many supporters as you claim and Jack claim, then they didn't need to impose.
Peoria just doubled down on it.
Why don't you? You don't.
No. I'm not telling you that it's going to be 17%.
You guys, I think
can I respond after that?
You guys do not want me on this stage. You don't want to.
Absolutely we do.
And
Absolutely.
you have your own agenda.
Tell me what you think my agenda is.
I don't want to second guess.
Well, what do you think?
I think you need to not have that, preconceived notion here.
I just
We're
want to
not
say
many great Iranian people that come into this space every day and we respect them. With questions. That's it.
So let me finish my answer to you.
All right, Mohammed,
Let me
go
finish.
quick, and then let me respond quick, and we'll do quick.
Okay. During January, in order to suppress people, 5,000 Iraqi Hashd-e-Shabi were brought in by the regime, by IRGC, brought in 5,000 Hashd-e-Shabi to the country. Why do you think that happened? Exactly because the regime doesn't even have enough supporter within the military, within IRGC, within Basij as you call it. So the actual number of the people who are willing to pick up a Kalashnikov and kill Iranian people in order to protect the regime is something between 50,000 to 100,000. That's it. 50,000 to 100,000. 50,000 to 100,000 is 0.1%. 0.1% of the population are those who are willing to, to kill people to protect the regime.
I want to respond real quick. So, I didn't just lie or make bullshit up because I want to feel away. I cited a source, God Institute, which I think a lot of anti-regime Iranians think is pretty legit. They surveyed 77,000 Iranians. You can criticize the methodology, look through it if you want. And it said 30%, or I'm sorry, 20%.
What was the institute that you just said?
Let me jump in real quick.
No, I have to search it.
I'm gonna be quick, guys.
I don't know. Let Jack finish. Hold on.
So that survey said 20%, and I'll post it in the chat so everyone can read it. 20%. Now, to me, I take it as 20% support the regime now. Now, when they're under war, how does that make the other people who feel who are either against the regime, maybe they'll be even worse against them, the people who are in the middle that may have to pick sides, and we're talking 20% of a 94 million population. That's a lot of millions of people.
That
That's
guy who you
Where did you fucking put that?
One second. Let me guys give you the fact. The guy Jack is referring statistic cannot be referred because the reformists, they want to keep this regime intact. They just want to reform it. Okay? That's it.
Yeah, Jack, you think like you can come up here and, fucking tell our Persian asses how to be Persian or how to know about the stuff that is happening in our country?
You're taking it the wrong way, bro. He's asking.
But I don't think so, bro. You guys just said like it's gonna be 17%. It's gonna be like around.
He's asking questions, brother. You can't be disrespectful because he's asking a question. He didn't say you're Persian. He's saying,
let's just argue. It's okay.
Exactly. We're allowed to have a good argument and good discussion. Just because you don't want somebody that agrees with you in every room you go into. That's boring.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But
Statistics, Bibi, that is statistics.
Well, no, you see how you did what Ocean said. You see what you did? You did something great. No, you did something good. You did what Ocean told you to do. He said, be quiet, wait, and then smash it with facts. I didn't know that about the Gaman Institute, that this guy was a reformist, and his goal is to make, misconstrue the numbers. Now it's making me think, are the numbers worse or they're better? But I don't believe that
Can I respond to what Bob said?
Pro-Palestine. He is pro-Palestine. How can you refer to somebody who is pro-Palestine? How could you refer to statistics published by somebody who's pro-Palestine?
Because Jack is a pro-Palestinian.
No, Jack is a Palestinian.
Can I speak or fucking?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I brought a source again, 77,000 participants with a methodology that I think is completely legitimate. Now, if you have another source that also has a large number of participants and not just I'm Iranian, I've been there 20 years ago, or I have Iranian family and I'm going on vibes. Instead of statistics, then please bring your sources because I've seen so many pro-Pahlavi people cite the Gaman Institute left, right, and center until it disagrees with their narrative. And their narrative reads like a script that if you just beat off the path for a second, you're not Iranian and you should die.
Who did that? Who's interrupting that?
It's gold. It's
what is it? So you're getting
bottom left. So anyway, my point is, you can critique the Gaman Institute, fine, but bring us something else that says, like you said, 0.01% support the IRGC. Just bring us something else. Let's compare.
Jack, what we can bring is just give me a second. What we can just bring you are facts, not the numbers, because if even 20% of Iranian, even if that was true, the regime would allow free press to Iran, the regime would open internet, the regime would not suppress people the way they're suppressing. Okay, so the numbers would come out and if the facts are that in January it imported like 1,080 people. That's the fact. That's something that we have in videos on the border. They saw them, and the videos came out. And even in the street when my brother was out there, he said it. He witnessed it. That people who was shooting at Iranian, they were speaking Arabic. Okay, so
40 days before that massacre happens, okay, apparently like these guys brought Hashd-o-Shabi, Fatemi, and Kitover, Hezbollah's militias around the region into Hamadan, some parts in north of Iran, and they just settled them down, they just paid them money, they had like training campuses, they were aware of, there was going to be a conflict soon in the city that apparently you want to, fucking make a propaganda that outside terrorism is going to come to our street and going to kill our people. It's not us or something like that. Before even the massacre happens, we have like a university in Hamadan, which a lot of its students got beaten up by Hashd-o-Shabi members. Okay, nobody looked what's happening back in the time that that thing was happening at that moment. But 40 days later, eventually all those groups did their thing, did their part. And if you, as a pro-Somalian, are counting some bunch of proxies in the region that right now settled in Iran can speak Persian better than me, or Ocean, or I don't know, whoever else in this room, right? If you're counting them as Persians, and if you think like we have to be responsible for their fucking chooses, you're wrong, bro. This is our country. The people of Iran.
I gotta respond.
Give me one more second. Sorry, I wasn't done.
I gotta respond.
No, I wasn't done. Here is another. I was not done, Jack. I was not done, Jack. Just give me a second. Give me 30 seconds. I'll finish. On land, okay? Okay. So here is another fact. The parliament election that we had like 2 or 3 years ago. That one. Usually the pro-regime only, participate in that parliament selection, and the majority of Iranians who are against the regime do not participate in that election. And only at that time, I think about 4 or 5% of Iranian people participated in the parliament election. 95% of Iranians did not participate because they were against the regime, because they didn't want those guys who are elected by the regime to vote for them, to give them legitimacy, okay? This is another fact. That's why I'm saying we don't have numbers, but we have facts. These are the facts that their supporters are very low, okay?
Okay.
What could we be such an awful dude for the players?
Come on, man. We're trying to have a good room here. So the thing with the guy, you guys said he runs the Institute, he's a Palestine supporter, he's a reformist, Dr. Amar Maliki. He's none of those. Maybe he's pro-Palestine, he's definitely not a reformist. He's committed deeply to democratization of Iran. He wants Iran to become a democracy. Doesn't sound like reforming the IRGC. And I know exactly what this is now. I know exactly what this, oh my God, bro. Can you just have my control? I know exactly what this is now. And as I was always saying before, if you don't read their script, word for word, they're gonna call you, you're a fake Iranian, you're not Iranian, you're a monarch, you're not a monarchist, you're a regime supporter, you're a mouthpiece. Bro, you literally have one separate opinion. That's what they're hitting the guy who ran this poll. All this slander. The guy literally wants to democratize Iran. And it's bullshit. So again, I have a study with 77,000 participants, and you have vibes and feelings. Give me something to work with here. This is just silly, guys.
I gave you facts, Jack. I gave you facts. I gave you the parliament election. Go and look it up that how many percent of Iranians participated in the parliament election.
What does that tell you? You're grasping at, hey, I'm going to make a conclusion because 5% of people voted. Your conclusion is that they all hate the regime. That must make only 5% support.
No, because we bypassed the election. We boycott the election, okay? And only the people who are pro-regime went and voted.
That's your take.
Jack, I gotta tell you something. Realistically, if you wanna... Jack, listen to me. Okay. If you, as an Iranian, could have been able to put statistics that how much or how many people are agreeing to regime change, okay, do you think anything that I think or Mohammed think or Ocean think or the people who thinks like us, do you think that amount of numbers is going to come out and we're going to have a clear statistics to be able to show it to you? Do you think in a country that you don't even have the, the freedom to exercise your human rights and do the protest, and they're killing you? You're barehanded, you're empty-handed, you don't have any guns, you don't have any danger on you, but they're going to kill you with no mercy. Do you think we have democracy in Iran that we're able to provide you the statistics to to be able to see how much percentages in Iran are agreeing for Reza Pahlavi or no. Dude, they're creating like TV program shows to mock this guy, and national state TV, they're marking this guy. People marking this guy. Obviously, yeah, if you think like that, if you're pro-Palestinian, if you're pro-Somalian, obviously you're gonna hate the Pahlavi dynasty, or you're gonna hate the fucking, you personally told me that you like to see Iran getting separated many times. You even have that picture in your profile 20 different times. You keep changing it, right? So a person like you, heard simply, we cannot talk sense to you. We cannot, even if we give you tens of thousands of faxes. Like if you, I don't know, if I keep talking for 1 hour constantly, you're not going to be able to see what is our point. You don't want to believe us. So we got to leave it to the time, and time will tell. Definitely, you're gonna see that. It's not gonna be 1 year.
I like to also respond to
Yeah,
your
just need to respond to something real quick.
Well, I wanted to respond to the claims you
Bro, he
made.
was talking to me. Oh, you can respond right after. I'm gonna be quick, I promise. Corey, all I gotta say is you can keep that my character what you think I am. I brought a study, we can talk about that. I'd rather do that. Go ahead.
Okay, so you see that if we're talking about a democratic situation right now, what you're looking at is from the lenses of a country that is not going through revolution. You are living in a country where there are democratic processes, etc. The statistics are beautiful. There are point of reference. There should be. When we do, use it, we have the privilege to have it in a country like United States. I agree with you, but are we dealing with the same situation? No. This is a revolution to overthrow a regime that's a totalitarian, that in fact doesn't allow the people to give their voice, that in fact doesn't allow you and me to have the access to that statistics. I want to tell you something. Folks, in France, when under the Vichy's government, which was the pro-Nazi, it was a Nazi government, there, when the Allies came to help the French people to free, with Charles de Gaulle and everybody, so to free France, how do you think they recognize, these people, they kind of don't like the Vichy government. We got to go save them, We got to go help them out. We got to go partner with them to topple this regime. You know what happened? You know what document they looked at? The walls, the chantings. So in a totalitarian regime, in a dictatorship regime, you cannot be relying on any sort of a statistics that comes from that regime or a so-called child friends of that regime. So now, when you say Amar, that this guy, the Gaman guy, is not he's a pro-Palestine, yeah, he is, but he is a opposition. I want you to understand, you see, your knowledge with revolutions doesn't seem to be deep. Totalitarians, they actually engineer their opposition. Hence, they last 47 years. And now we know more about the Islamic Republic. All we can think is just, saying how it lasted this long. This is it. When you have a fake opposition, which this guy Yaman comes and tells you he wants democratic process. Which democratic process? As far as I know, the name of the Islamic Republic is not that undemocratic. What does he want? Does he want Islamic Republic gone? Does he actually want to give the power in the hands of the people? Is that what he wants? Because whatever he does doesn't fulfill that mission. I don't see it. Hence, I call him a shy friend of Islamic Republic. Now he can tell you he wants democratic process, but in his eyes, the Islamic Republic is not that far from the democratic process he's got imagined, So don't tell me that the statistics never ever counted in revolutions. If they ever had any value, then, you would not be doing the revolution. You would be in the phase of actually governing a democratic process, using a democratic process to come to a certain conclusion. So anyways, I just wanted to say this to you, and I don't doubt your intentions as far as you're pro-Palestine, you know how I feel about that, but it's a good question to ask, and I just want everybody to be aware. We are in a revolution phase.
Perfect.
Revolutions are not conflicts.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. There's new voices. Wait. No, but there's new people on stage, guys. All right. We need to pass the hot potato around. So we have Sam, we have Ava, we have Reza, Masood. Welcome to the stage. Please cash in your red tickets. Everybody that's in the audience, if you don't mind, please cashing the red ticket at the top where it says President Trump. Click on that, it'll say join the House. Please enjoy your time, respect the mods, respect the women in this room, and give everybody, usually a rule, it's a minute and a half. Don't stay too long on the mic. Don't interrupt and have fun. And pass the mic to. So many good people in this room, it's amazing. You stop? Would you like to speak or Reza? Go ahead.
I'm from India. I don't have any association with Iran regime. But I think, that after listening to you guys, what I feel that, that the regime maybe is not popular in Iran. But is it only in Iran, this phenomenon, for example, throughout the world? For example, if you look at the Russia or other countries, North Korea, how many percentage of population, or in America, how many percentage of population of America are supporting Trump? Even if this war also, how many percentage of Americans are supporting this war? When people talking about Reza Pahlavi, and he is openly that supporting this strike, which is killing the fellow Muslims. Like that there is no justice, and even they don't talk about they don't care about humanity, and they starve people to death. That not only they kill innocent people. And this guy is the justifying his strike, and he wanted to associate with this strike. So he's a puppet. As a outsider, when I say the puppet, maybe he may be having a supporter. He may be having a supporter in Iran. And now, as far as Iran is concerned, the real enemy is America. External force is trying to invade Iran because they want the Iran the natural resources. That is why this war. They don't care about the regime. Even if you think that if American puppet is ruling the Israel, Iran, do you think that American people will be benefited? So American rule, wherever America goes, American rule their will. So that is what is happening. Even, for example, GCC countries who are supporting American Israel, people of those countries are not happy the way that their rulers are helping Israel and America. But they are forced to do that because America is threatening and Israel is threatening. And a country like Saudi Arabia.
Thank you, brother. Like I said, a minute and a half. That was honestly amazing.
Before you speak, I knew what's gonna happen.
It's okay. Thank you so much, you staff. You have to.
Yeah, it's not making food barehanded and with your feet on the side of the road. These people are getting cholera, all kinds of disgusting illnesses that you only see in your country. Thank you.
Ava, I want to pass the mic to you. Ava, welcome to the stage. How are you?
Hello, thank you so much. Well, right now I'm rather to listen a lot because I'm learning a lot from all these people on the stage. But something that I was trying to mention in the comment is that I really think that it's really not fair to say that everybody, like all the Iranians, are supporting RGC. I really think at least like 10% they do, because I do have some friends, and I kind of like have exposed myself to all the channels because I don't want it to get biased. So because of this AI algorithm, I actually exposed myself to different channels, and yeah, I just want to say, guys, like, just try to stay really diplomatic, like try to listen to everybody and be as respectful as we can. And I just want to listen. Thank you so much, Bibi.
Thank you so much. That's really important. And I hope everybody takes away something from that. That we need to be respectful and listen to each other's voices. Reza. Who was that?
Okay, that's me.
Let's just, I do want to pass back to you, but I just want to see if the other people that are.
Yes. No, go ahead. No, you.
So we have Mr. G, we have Reza.
Yeah, you're moderating. Go ahead. Sir.
Reza?
Yes, sir. Thanks for giving me some time. It's been 21 years that I left Iran, but I'm one of those Joseph people that they were going back and forth to Iran. The last time that I was in Iran was last year. My dad passed, and I should go for funeral. So anyone has question, I think I'm the one person that can answer, except Mr. Jack, until he changes profile picture. Anyway, if we think that Iranian people have just woke up and they say, we got tired of this IRGC, let's revolution, you're wrong. People, they got disappointed of the government. And even me, like, I'm not the person like fighting with the government for like 20 years, but on January, they did massacre, they slaughtered more than 30,000 people, and then they came to the TV and they humiliated Iranian. They showed the Quran and they said, look, we are just following the Quran. In the Quran it says that we have to cut your hand, cut your feet, left and right. And that's what we're doing, and that's what we're going to do. And we're doing good, and we're happy to do that. Since then, I left my job for 2 months. I'm just fighting. And to be honest with you, Reza Pahlavi is the only one that we can trust at the moment. We don't have better than him. That's the reason that we pick him. So anyway, I'm here if anyone has questions.
94 million Iranians and all those people living there, and the best person is the guy who lives in Maryland.
Shouldn't we supposed to listen to the rest of the room? Weren't you
finished?
Shut up! Oh my God, bro.
So we have Mr. G, we have Jebediah, we have C. One of you, bro. Nobody mute anybody, please. I can see whoever's doing that. Do not. People do not.
No fucking muting, guys.
Fine. And somebody changed. What just happened with the room title? Did you guys all see that? Did you get that notification? Did you guys just get that, the month? Did you see that?
What happened?
What happened?
It looks the same.
No, and it shined in green on the top of the screen for like about 10, 20 seconds. Okay. Never mind. We have, I'm going to go back. So we have C, Jebediah, and Mr. G. Please speak up now, or Masood. Who would like the mic?
Maybe I can go the next.
Go ahead.
It's great to be here, great to listen to this vibrant discussion. You know, in the US, you've got this term, Trump arrangement syndrome, and basically what it refers to is this phenomenon where everybody, oppose Trump for reasons that are not logical, that are not reasonable. And in the context that we want, we've a very similar phenomenon, that's Pahlavi arrangement syndrome. And it's really interesting to see that some foreigners actually suffer from that syndrome as well. And look, in a complicated situation like Iran, of course people are polarized. Of course there are people who oppose Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi. But definitely he is a unifying figure and definitely the most reasonable choice after. Now, Iran is a very complicated political environment, landscape, and if you don't study it carefully and if you don't understand it carefully, of course you're going to make a lot of mistakes there, especially if your frame of reference is what the mainstream media bombard you with. So if you're exposed to mainstream media and do not question the narrative that they've been propagating over the last 47 years, you think that the Crown Prince's father was this brutal dictator who murdered millions of people, whereas, this couldn't be further from the truth. He was a great ruler. Of course, he did not have a perfect human rights record, but his record was relatively higher than 2/3 of the world's sovereigns back then. The reason that actually he left the country was because he didn't want to murder people. And when he thought that people didn't want him any longer, he thought, you know what, I give people what they want and I leave. If people cannot see what I've done for this country, that's on them. That's not on me. And that's what he did. And of course, if you watch the last interview that the Shah gave to David Frost, I think, he said that, people will judge me and the history will judge me. And he was proven to be right by history. History indicated that actually he was a great ruler, so he had done a lot for the country, and it was only in the passage of time they wanted people to see what he had done for the country. It's the same thing with the Crown Prince. Of course, he belongs to a different generation, but he's a very democratically oriented person. Amongst the, but I leave it there. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
But I'm just curious though. Can I ask a question though? So I think the IRGC sucks personally. I don't like them. I think they're a nuisance for a lot of people and a threat to a lot of people. Not necessarily America, but yeah, they're not good. They're not good. They're no good whatsoever. Do you think that, like with Trump and what he's doing now, I mean, obviously you're going to have to be biased because you obviously don't like them.